Be cool, be kind, be classy. The cupcakes are sweet and sexy. Have fun and enjoy the journey. Just have a good attorney. No big whoop, no biggie. She lives near New York City. Not just a YouTube show. When you know, you better grab a straw. Learn about the law. It's cool here in the shade, sipping motions of lemonade. Cool heads will prevail, kindness will never fail. Be classy and vastly wise. Oh, Melanie Little is going live. Oh no, where is Melanie? Follow the island's melody. Is a concert within reach. No surprise, she's at Jones Beach. She heard some music far away. Captain Jack's at Harbor Bay. He sings and his piano plays. Not all sounds are waterways. Speaking Yiddish and Latin, it's not just for Manhattan. It's for Goethe and Machegas. Ridiculous that insanus. Oy vey, Marcus. Proset, that's for schmucks. Be cool, be kind, be classy. My cupcakes are sweet and sassy. Not just a YouTube show. When you know. Cool heads will prevail. Kindness will never fail. Be classy and vastly wise. Melanie Little is going live.
Oh, good morning. Good morning. I see you guys remembered that it's Kelly Reed's birthday today. Good morning. Happy birthday, Kelly Reed, if you're here this morning. We're going to Salem today. We're going to Salem. It's fitting. It's October. The witches are out in full force. And the Kelsey Fitzsimmons hearing is going to be audio only. And I was right yesterday when I said I thought that Salem courthouse did not have Zoom capabilities, and they do not. So this is going to be a call-in. And so we are going to call in, and I'm going to hold the phone up to the mic, and we're going to listen to the audio instead of waiting for the audio that I would have to order from FTR. And apparently the attorneys didn't find out until yesterday that this hearing was not going to be in person for them either. So I don't know if there are any supporters outside the courthouse today, but unfortunately for you, you will not see Tim Bradle today. And Kelsey Fitzsimmons was not going to be at the courthouse either today because they didn't want to transport her all the way from Chicopee to Salem. And so it is what it is. You get what you get, and you don't get upset like they used to tell my kids in preschool, which is pretty much where I feel like we are much of the time in preschool. That's why Scott, Law 2's most hated mod, used to be called Kindergarten Cop, because it was like being in kindergarten a lot of time. Thank you, Andrea, for becoming a member. And Terry Sue, welcome. Welcome to both of you. And good morning, Betsy. Thank you for your super chats. Good morning, Cupcakes. Love you with all of my heart. I love you more. I love you more. And Thinks Speaks also became a member. So welcome to you. Prayers up for Kelsey today, because she's going to need it, even though they can't even get her on the phone for the call, apparently, over at Chicopee. So it is what it is. I don't know. Is anybody there? Yeah, right. Massachusetts is one huge preschool, says Pauline. Feels like it sometimes, doesn't it? Everybody smash the like button when you come in, kind of like wiping your feet on the mat. It's a good habit to get into for all the creators that you watch, because the more thumbs up, the better the, I don't know, helps the algorithm and pushes the stream out. It lets more people know about the show. And for people who want to watch the Kelsey or listen to the Kelsey Fitzsimmons hearing, they know where to go. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they can't get Kelsey on the phone, but Bradle was just told yesterday that he didn't need to appear either. So it's going to be an audio only call, but we're going to get on the call and we're going to listen to it. Hello, Zoom. Hello. I know. It is what it is. I can't help it. And it's not my fault. Don't shoot the messenger. Jazz RM became a member. Welcome. Oh, well, it would be good if I got rid of this vibration thing that's happening here. And then at 1:45 p.m. it's for a 2 p.m. hearing, we're going to go back to Norfolk County this afternoon because Rosemary Scapicchio, our spirit animal, is coming back, and she's going to they're going to have a status conference on whether or not Judge Casper, the friendly ghost from federal court, has allowed the Commonwealth to unimpound or unseal or be able to turn over the proctor's communications that they've been fighting for God knows how long, for all of the other cases in which Michael Proctor was involved. And remember, those materials were under a federal protective order. And so Judge Krupp just keeps kicking the can down the road. And maybe today we're going to see what's going to happen and whether or not those communications, which we heard ADA Lisa Beatty say, are relevant to these other cases. And we know about Laura McLaughlin, who also said that she knows what's in them. She was on the Walsh case for a while, but she's kind of like not around anymore. I don't know where she is. But we did also learn yesterday that Brian Walsh has been committed to Bridgewater State Hospital for a competency evaluation for the next 20 days. And so his trial date, which was supposed to be October 20th, has been adjourned. We're not sure when that's going to be, but there's going to be a competency hearing on the 27th of October because according to Larry Tipton, Brian Walsh's attorney, Brian Walsh is unable to participate in his own defense because he has been traumatized by the attack in prison, which happened, I think, around September 11th. He was attacked by another prisoner. It was a violent attack. He was treated and released at the hospital. And apparently that prisoner is being prosecuted by a different DA. It's unclear. We don't know how that happened, who did it, but he didn't do it to himself. We know that because there's video of it. And we haven't seen it. Mark McKay he's a member for 2 months and he's 47 today. So happy birthday, Mark. That's a cool picture of you with the guitar, unless that's Dave Matthews. I can't tell from your picture, but if it's Dave Matthews, shout out to my boy and happy 47th birthday to Mark McKay. And you've also been a member for 12 months. So it's your birthday. Maybe you joined on your birthday a year ago. So look, age is just a number. I know a lot of men get depressed about their birthdays, but why? It's just a number. It's just a number. David Reese has been here for 16 months, and I appreciate you so much. And Kelly Applegate is here, and she says free Kelsey Fitzsimmons. Thank you, Kelly, for your very generous $20 super chat so early in the morning. I'll call in a few minutes. What happens, I think, earlier is if I call in too early, like it cuts me off. And we're going to have to hold the phone up. It's like a whole thing. I can't find my earbuds. I got one in, but it's dying. So I don't know. It is what it is. I'm not going to don't sweat the small stuff. Remember that book? Oh, and you know what I'm doing tonight? Something very exciting. Thank you. We Ride at Dawn says, Mel, your hat is straight fire. Love Dave Matthews Band. Me too. Me too. But you know who I'm going to see tonight? You know, I'm going to go see tonight. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I am. And guess what? They're playing Fragile, the entire album. The entire Fragile album from 1971. And I am here for it. It is going to be like my blast from the past. Happy evening. And thank you, Susan, for becoming a member. Any Yes fans in the chat? Mike B from the 413 says, a source told me, depending on outcomes of today in Norfolk and the affected cases, source told me, depending on outcomes of today in Norfolk and the affected cases, keep an eye on the progress of Proctor's civil service. I'm still digging into it. Oh, I found out when it's going to be. I got it. Kyle told me. October 21, 22, and 23. Oh, and TLR loves the lip stain. Check this out. Check this out. Because I brought it with me today. I was going to have it on when I came on the screen, but I didn't want to scare you. Look, it's purple. It goes on purple. You leave it on for 60 seconds. You wipe it off, and it's going to stay like this all day. And I've linked it to the video. It's called Wonder Skin Lip Stain. The shade that I'm wearing right now is called First Kiss. It is, however, I couldn't find it in Sephora. It might be sold out. So I linked another color. I'm sure they're all good. I can't wait to get more. For $22 to have a lipstick that stays on all day when you could pay for a Dior lipstick for $50 and it's not staying on all day. Okay. So there's that. So a lot of people like, yes, look at that. Desiderata changed her name because she liked the poem so much that we read one day when everyone needed a little bit of a Holly Ann loves Yes. And Denise and Marianne. See, 1971. Can you believe it? Yeah, Roundabout is on that album. I was just listening to it as I was getting ready to come on. So let's call in. Let's see what fresh hell awaits us today, shall we? We're calling in. No, that's not the number that I wanted, so stop. Oh, please. And we got to punch in a code. It's the whole thing. It's like we're in the Stone Ages. You know, like remember how when the first Karen Reed trial started and they just got Wi-Fi right before the trial started, and that was in 2024? Well, they don't even have air conditioning that can actually cool off the building. Melanie. There's 10 parties in conference. I hope I'm muted. Okay, so because we're going to be on a call, I am not going to be able to stop it or pause it, and we're just going to have to listen. I can't mute my mic either, because I'm going to have to use my mic to play this for you. So I've got it on my thing, and then I'll put it on, and so there's that. Floyd says, is anything ever going to come out of the hearing about discovery not being handed over? Sorry if you've answered. You're talking about the hearing this afternoon? No, because it's for all of the cases. And the only issue before the court for all of the cases, Miles King, Brian Walsh, and there are some other companion cases along with those. The only issue before Krupp for these hearings, for these cases, is whether or not they're going to turn over Proctor's communications. So the part for Miles King about the not turning over of the search warrants, because I think that's what you're referring to, Floyd, is that no, that will be a separate hearing in front of a different judge. And I'm not sure if Krupp is the judge on Miles King or not. And that would be only on the Miles King case. So I know they started that evidentiary hearing. Lally was on the stand, and then Proctor was waiting in the hallway to testify. And I don't know when their next hearing is on that exactly. But if it happens this afternoon, we're going to be on the Zoom anyway, because we know at least at Norfolk County, the one thing they do have is Zoom and internet. So thanks for your 20, Floyd. I appreciate you. It might be from the 413. Thank you. See Buffs Moms, go Buffs, says Bridgewater State Hospital is 2 minutes around the corner from me. That place is no joke. Thanks for being here for 6 months. Thanks for being a Buffs mom. So am I. And also, I heard yesterday, sadly, that Deion Sanders might have some blood clots. I don't know if he's going to be around the whole season. So that's terrible, because he also just had bladder cancer. So prayers up for Deion Sanders. And thank you, Floyd, for another $10 just for answering your question. Anytime, girl, anytime. This whole music is horrific. Good morning, Baker Raid. Are the Bakers here? Good morning, Bakers. Thanks for coming over. How's everybody doing? How's your mental health today, everyone? Are you staying off the internet like I told you? Are you staying off the internet? Nobody wants a grippy sock vacation. Nobody wants a grippy sock vacation. Happy birthday to Kelly Reed, everyone. The muffin tops have arrived. I know, Baker's the muffin tops and you guys are the cupcakes. What's better than a breakfast with muffin tops and cupcakes? You know, a muffin can be very filling. A muffin can be very filling, and also Seinfeld references are always welcome here. Megan, Melanie, before they start, I have a question. Can they argue that her due process rights are being violated by the judge? Yeah, for not letting her appear today? Yes, they could. So I'm not really clear on if he's going to bring that up or not, Tim Bradle. But you know what happens in front of Judge McCarthy Neiman. Whenever Tim Bradle mentions the Constitution, she flips out. It's like she flips the F out. It's like, oh, cruel and inhuman punishment. Oh, okay. How about this? Back to jail you go. She doesn't like the Constitution. So I don't know if he's going to argue that today, but that's exactly what I said when I heard that she wasn't allowed to get on the Zoom or come to court. And LawTube's most hated mod just told Mark Messier that I'm skipping the game for yes, but he said he was telling Graves, and you're on the penalty box, or in the penalty box. What did Ron Duguay have to say about it? Do you remember Ron Duguay with the Sassoon hair? Wait, Ooh La La Sassoon. That's what Ron Duguay used to skate around to, right? Wasn't Jordache. I think it was Sassoon. Didn't you also do a shampoo commercial? Thank you. Love to. Don't say to Mob, love you. Ma Divine has been here for 5 months and says, I love you. Thank you. I love you too. Yeah, the bakers are called muffin tops, right? Hi, Baker. Hi, Baker. Are you staying out of the fray? Or are you going to need a grippy sock vacation too? Like some of the other people out there on the internets where I don't play. I mean, the music is not the worst music I've ever heard for Zoom, but I mean, for hold music, but it's kind of bad. Muffin tops and cream pies. Yeah, due process. She's not going to like due process. She did not like cruel and inhuman treatment. And you think she's going to like the violation of the ADA? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Needs more. K-Bell says, I would like a Gerby sock vacation. If you're handing them out, it's rough here in Norfolk County. I bet. Oh, I'm going to mute myself. That's a good idea. Muting myself on the phone. And then that way, if any of you are on the call to the court, please mute your phone like that, you know, do the little mute so that nobody hears me come through your phone. But I'm gonna not talk when they're on. Pair your phone to your Bluetooth for a speaker. What do you mean to my laptop? I can't because I'm on Ethernet. I can't do it. I'm just going to do it my way. Thank you, Al Dente, for the suggestion, but the way I've been doing it works out pretty fine, so we're fine. And also, my laptop is plugged into my microphone. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. If you saw what I had going on here, this is like a major technology operation. The hearing's supposed to be at 9:30. 9:30. But there's a couple of oh, look at that. Wonder Skin lip stain is on sale for $17.60. That's amazing. I don't know. It's not here. If you guys don't trust me, here it is. Can you hear it? Dave Matthews Band is my hat. Dave Matthews Band. That's what all the posters behind me are too. I'll just use this as background music. Soap Happy says, imagine it's 2025 and a criminal court hasn't figured out how to work Zoom conference calls. America. Yeah. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, I'm going to go see Yes tonight. Yes. They're playing the Fragile album front to back. It's going to be amazing. And I can't believe that's all the way from 1971. Part of the soundtrack of my youth. It sounds like a court elevator, which is why I didn't put it on. But then people are like, do we have it? I'm just going to, I'll spare you for it. I'll spare you from it until it comes on. And then we'll put it on. Yes tonight. Close to the Edge is my favorite album, says Trevor Bobever. Oh, they hung up on me. They just hung up on me. They said goodbye. They don't want us to listen, but you know what? I'm calling back. Don't worry. I'm going to call back.
Welcome to the conferencing center. At any time during this message, please enter your passcode followed by the pound sign. Your passcode has been confirmed. After the tone, please state your name followed by the pound sign.
Melanie.
Thank you. There are 10 parties in conference, including you. The leader has not activated this conference. Please stand by until your call begins.
Another secret hearing, maybe like the secret hearing they had yesterday for Brian Walsh at 12:45, sending him back to, they sent Brian Walsh for a grippy sock vacation yesterday. He's going to be there for at least 20 days while he gets a psych eval to see if he's competent. That happens a lot. Can they just ever not let you through? Yeah. I don't think this judge wants anybody to hear what she's got to say. The music is offensive. Yeah, that's why I put it on. Oops. I don't know, must not be hooked up to my... Can't make everybody happy. I'm not a cupcake. Remember? Remember? Is anybody there today? Is anybody boots on the ground? Because you will not see Tim Bradle today, sadly. They were just told yesterday that they didn't have to appear in person, that they could call into this phone call that we're on right now with the terrible hold music. And so he's not going to be there. Kate says, quick update. Aiden's hearing tomorrow is about searching Karen's phone. His team feels like that is something Karen Reed and her team need to argue, so Aiden's team doesn't plan on attending. Okay, cool. We're still going to attend. We're still going to go on the Zoom. Thanks, Kate, for letting me know that. I wonder if her team will be there. Yeah, because really, Aiden doesn't really have standing to argue the searching of Karen's phone, right? So hopefully they were served properly, and hopefully they're going to show up on her behalf, and hopefully that's tomorrow at 2 p.m. And hopefully, I wonder if Cosgrove will have to recuse himself from that case as well. That's what Aiden's team asked for, right? Because there is a conflict, because Lindsay would be a witness in that case as well. So, you know, they're stateless over there. It's the shadow docket. It is. It is. Welcome to my underworld, where it gets quite dark. Yes, playing with the Geek Band. I think so. Yeah, I think Steve Howe is the only one. But you know what? It's still going to be good. It's okay. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I have so many questions. Thank you for your 5. Good morning, Texas. Howard is here from Texas. Good morning. There's 10 people. There's 10 people on the call, Sarah. There's 10 people on the call, but I don't know if there's any boots on the ground outside the courthouse. People were going to show up today to support Kelsey, but misbehaving in Florida is 20 days normal there. Well, he's incarcerated, so he was also attacked in jail. He was also attacked in jail. And so a 72-hour hold wouldn't apply. The judge has court ordered him to be in Bridgewater State Hospital for 20 days. This is Brian Walsh we're talking about, because they're now challenging his competence, because he can't participate in his defense because he's so traumatized by the attack in prison. So the court ordered him to be there for 20 days. And so the 72-hour hold would not apply. And I'm sure for him, it's better for him than being back in the Norfolk County Pokey, where somebody tried to kill him the other day, maybe. Allegedly. Allegedly. James says 20 days at Bridgewater State is more like 60 days. Expert Architect says they're better off. You mean Bradle and his team. Traffic and parking is horrendous at Salem Court all year round. 4 courthouses in a row. Thanks. You sent me a picture? Oh, this is lovely. Thank you, Expert Architect, for sending me this picture. I'll put it up on the screen while we're waiting, so we can get an idea of where our phone call is, pretty much. 4 courthouses all in a row. Wow, it's lovely. Well, I mean, really, it's picturesque. This would be a great place to film a movie. Look at this, you guys. Look how beautiful that is. I mean, Salem. Look at this, 1841. When were the witch trials again? 16 something? 1692? 1652? Patricia says that Walsh is going to absolutely hate Bridgewater State Hospital and beg to go back to regular jail. No, a grippy sock vacation is like, that's what they give you in the hospital. They give you those socks with the grippy on the bottom. So a grippy sock vacation is like, a little vacation at a hospital, or maybe a mental hospital. Elizabeth says, we are Rangers fans, but we have to hide that from the Canes. I'm actually a Canes fan too, but we are a New York Rangers house. Let me tell you something. I went down there for the playoffs. I don't remember when it was, a couple years ago, to your home turf there. And Canes fans are really mean to Rangers fans. I just want to say, I've been to a lot of games all over the country. Caps fans are lovely, very nice, surprisingly. But the Canes fans were really mean to us. That, and you have to walk a hell of a lot of way down a hill to like a bar to get an Uber there. And sorry, I also hate their rally cry. Hate it. I hate it. It was giving me a headache. I'm not sure which building it is, but the first one here says 1841. So I don't, this says 32A on it, but it's quite lovely. Look at this. I mean, this looks like it was the, oh, this is the Superior Court. There it is. I can read it. So this one that looks like it was there during the Salem witch trials, but it says at the top 1861 to 1891. When were the Salem witch trials? Anybody want to Google? Oh, Kelsey is here listening in on the stream so that she can be present at her own hearing. Can you believe it? Everyone say hi to Kelsey. Thanks, Court. Bob Mata is here. Hey, Bob. They've already cut us off once, so I'm not hopeful that they're going to let us, let us listen to this. But apparently Kelsey Fitzsimmons can't get onto her own hearing, so she's listening through here. She's here. $16.92 to 93. Well, there you go. Thanks, you guys. I thought it was around there. 200 years before this courthouse was built. Can you believe it? This is really a lovely place. It looks almost like a movie set. It looks fake. Mary Ellen just got an ad for a ceiling fan. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. $16.92. Everybody's on it. It's hard for me to talk to you and Google at the same time. I can barely like listen to the hold music and talk to you at the same time. I keep getting distracted like, oh, look, something shiny. None Your Business says, I think a hockey team called the Cupcakes that was actually good would be hilarious. Bros, we just lost to the Cupcakes. Badass Bish is here. She says, free Kelsey. The federal building is the last one. Okay, so all the way down there. I mean, look at this. This is like the main drag in Salem. Burning witches since 1692. Now some of their descendants may be on the bench. Bump. Don't worry, I'll be here all week, folks. I'll be here all week. Hi, Kelsey. Everyone's saying hi to Kelsey. Oh, Bob, you saw J-Rad on Saturday? Did you let Allie go? Because I tuned in right at the end when you were saying, I'm going to J-Rad tonight. And Allie was like, I'm sorry, what? Allie was like, and then you were like, oh, yeah, I decided I'm going to go. And you were like trying to get Allie a ticket. So did you get Allie a ticket? Because really, I looked up the tickets after she said that. And I'm like, the tickets are still available, Bob. Tickets are still available, Bob. Like,
Hello.
Hello.
So, I'm just saying, did Allie get to go too? Haven't seen J-Rad in a long time, but I do love J-Rad. No, Kelsey's not actually here. Kelsey's listening to our stream because she can't call into her own hearing. Is that a due process violation, Bob? What do you think? I'm going to see Yes tonight, Bob. They're playing Fragile, front to back. Yeah, it's only Steve Howe, I think, but there's some other guys playing with him. Maybe it's like a Yes cover band, but it's still gonna be great.
The leader has not yet arrived. Please try your call again later.
Oh, did you hear that? The leader has not yet arrived. Please try your call again later. See if they cut me off. I'm just gonna hang on. I'm just gonna hang on until they cut me off, I guess. If we find out that we have to call back, we'll call back. We are Kelsey Strong, says Ms. Holmes 66. There was more than one hearing on for 9:30. So so there's that. Maybe they're not gonna hold on the Maybe they're not going to let us hang on until it's time. You don't belong here. This is why we can't have nice things, okay? This is why we can't have nice things. Yeah, they just cut us off. Because don't worry, I'm just going to keep calling back. You think I'm not going to keep calling back? Oh, you know I will. You know I will.
Welcome to the conferencing center.
Let me know when Tim Bradle gets through.
During this message, please enter your passcode followed by the pound sign. Your passcode has been confirmed. After the tone, please state your name followed by the pound sign.
Melanie.
Thank you. There are 9 parties in conference, including you. The leader has not activated this conference. Please stand by until your call begins.
Take me to your leader. Take me to your leader. Everybody else hung up and called back too. They don't have a Court TV stream because Court TV is like, we're not going to Salem during Halloween season. And also because there's not enough public interest in this, Kim. It's like us. Okay, there's 5,776 of you here, which is a great reminder for everyone to smash the like button so it pushes the stream out. This is only on a phone call. They don't have Zoom capability in Salem. And even Tim Bradle has to be on a phone call. He was only told yesterday not to come to court. So no, Bradle's not in person either. Thank you, Elle, for gifting a membership. You're awesome. Bet it's only 10 people allowed. Well, we're on, there's 9 on, so we're on. Yeah, it's like calling a radio station back in the day. Long time caller, for long time first time, long time listener, first time caller, long time first time. And you had to be the 10th caller on WLIR to win the tickets to whatever tickets they were giving away. I'm not throwing Bob Mata under the bus, Barbara. He did that to himself. But I hope Allie got to go see J-Rad too. I was actually gonna like buy her a ticket on StubHub and just send it to her. But I didn't know if she needed a babysitter and they couldn't get a babysitter, so I didn't want to do that. Chastity said I ordered a microdots hat the other day because of how fab it looked on you. Oh, thank you. Well, Wonderskin lip liner is great too. Love you with all my heart. Oh, thanks. I don't wear lip liner. I find that it just like because I'm old and it just falls into like my lines around my mouth. But for you youngsters, lip liner is good to know. And I love you with all of my heart too. Say, we believe in you, Kelsey, says Ms. Jessica B. Take me to your leader. All right. Just a reminder, if you are on the court call, please make sure you're muted on your phone. I don't really even know what this is on for today. It says it's supposed to be a pre-trial conference, but, there's no trial coming up anytime soon for Kelsey because she's been sent back to jail for, I guess, 180 days because, because of her disability, she's not able to blow into the Scram handheld blower because, collapsed lung, bullet fragments in her chest, couple of fractured ribs. And yeah, she got shot in the chest at maybe like point blank range. I don't know. 53 days in the hospital, 6 surgeries, had to cancel her 7th surgery on her liver because the judge wouldn't allow the ankle monitor to be put on her until after the surgery. She said no, so she had to cancel her 7th surgery. Because we're in the land of the lost, upside down, inside out, Essex County this time, and we're in the land of the lost. That's why sometimes we put Chaka up there in the corner. He's sometimes our mascot, because if you guys remember, many of you Gen Xers might remember that TV show, Land of the Lost. Do you remember Chaka? This is kind of a freaky picture of Chaka. This is like from an episode called Possessed. What happened with the SJC? Nothing yet. I haven't seen any responsive papers yet either. So I haven't seen any Commonwealth opposition to the SJC petition yet. But as soon as it lands in my inbox, Ann, we'll cover it. Professional jurors going to see J-Rad in May in Connecticut. No way. Jackie's Idell won tickets off the radio to see U2 and Pearl Jam in Hawaii at the Rose Bowl State. What? That's insane. U2 and Pearl Jam together, or those were two different concerts? Oh, Nat King Coleslaw. Are you new here? Wait, hold on. Let me see if Nat King Coleslaw is new here. Hold on. Oh, thank you so much for coming in today, for telling us your thoughts that Turtle Boy and Karen Reed will be indicted by the FBI soon. Well, the FBI doesn't actually indict people, so I guess that tells us a little bit about your knowledge base and where you're coming from. This is actually your first comment ever on this stream, so I hope you've enjoyed your time here. 35 minutes and 47 seconds. Block Island is so lovely this time of year. You're going to love it. Can I see some boarding pass emojis in the chat? Thank you so much, Nat King Coleslaw. Have a beautiful day. Rosemary says, how can a judge refuse to allow her surgery? Oh, she said you could have your surgery, but you're going to have to do it with your ankle monitor on. And Tim Bradle said, well, I don't think the doctor will do a surgery with an ankle monitor on. And the judge said, well, I don't care. So as she does, as you know. And so the surgery had to be canceled, even though Tim Bradle said, Your Honor, we will bring her to probation right after her surgery so they can install the anchor monitor. And the judge was like, yeah, no. How do I know that the doctor won't do it? How do I know that the doctor won't do it if with an ankle monitor on? And all of us said, well, we know that even when you go have a baby or to deliver a baby or any kind of surgery, you have to take off all your piercings, all your rings, all your jewelry. Like, it's common knowledge, but okay, whatevs. Ridiculous. Right. What an effing joke. Like she's going anywhere under anesthesia, says Jeffrey Murray. Gemma Reed says, do you think this judge was too embarrassed with her behavior not to have them in person today? I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? None of your business said, I didn't know you could come back from the island. Well, I don't think you can. You know, once your torch is put out, once the tribe has spoken, the tribe has spoken. Did the tribe speak? I'm not falling into the rage baiters. So, you know me, I stay above the fray. Ali Mata says, oh, Allie, I was looking on StubHub for tickets and I saw tickets. Was that like some fairgrounds or something? And also, she says, I think that Aiden could have standing if his messages are on that phone. Oh, that's true. And if they're looking for evidence against him. But so I don't know why they wouldn't. Well, I think they've opposed it on paper, though. I guess they're just not going to show up at the courthouse tomorrow. Interesting. Lizard says, what if she needed an MRI? Wouldn't the ankle monitor have metal in it? Well, I mean, aside from that, what if her legs swelled up? That's very dangerous. That would be very, very dangerous. If I have to remove my earrings, you could bet your bottom dollar that a surgeon is not going to operate on a patient who's got an ankle monitor on. Just not. But this judge did not want to accommodate anything. Isn't there some sort of charge for denying medical care? Well, she wasn't, I don't know that it was an emergent surgery, and it wasn't going to be done at the prison or at the jail or in a jail hospital. It was an outside hospital, and she was not going to be in jail at the time. But the argument is here, some of the argument anyway, for putting her back in jail for not even violating her bail conditions because she was able to perform the scram monitoring. It was painful for her. So she was not even in violation. And part of the argument here is an ADA, a violation of the ADA, because the courts are supposed to abide by the Americans with Disabilities Act. But in this case, you know, she just didn't. She just didn't. Yeah, sometimes you even have to take your nail polish off. Yep. That's right. Again, Expert Architects sent us this beautiful picture of 4 courthouses in a row in Salem. So We're on hold waiting. It just a little technical perjury. Has been here for 9 months and says maybe she was hangry. Someone get her a Snickers. Yeah, I don't know. And DMB Mars says your lip stain is on Prime sale today, $27.60. Awesome. Also, I have an Amazon link below in the show notes below. So go to my Amazon link and it's on the list. You can find it easily. Cheryl with an S says couldn't go today because my dog is sick. I'm sorry. Bradel's not there anyway. Bradel's on the call. They didn't tell him until yesterday. They didn't have to go in person. Thank you, Grandma 6, for becoming a member. Have you and Emily Baker ever crossed paths at a Dave Matthews Band show? No, we live in different parts of the country, although I do travel all over to see him. But it would be awfully cool to see her there, but I never have. Soap API says Allie and or Bob is in the building. Yep. Yep. Thank you for tuning in from Australia and for your super chat. Sharon T says I finally ordered a hoodie and Stupid Canada Post went on strike. Oh, bummer, man. No idea when I will get it now. Last time they were on strike for 3 months. Wow. Thank you for tuning in from Canada. I'm really sorry about that. Also, I came across like a news thing yesterday that said that, oh, by the way, the Hollywood Burbank Airport is going to be without air traffic controllers for like a period of 4 hours tonight or tomorrow night or yesterday night, last night. Good luck, everybody. Peace out because of the government shutdown. Okay, no big whoop. Oh, hi, Chrissy Mel. I'm in the courtroom seated behind Mike. Good showing. Lots of purple. That's awesome. But I don't think the judge is taking the bench because Tim Bradel is also only on the phone call. So I'm glad you guys are there. But we're on the phone because they don't have Zoom. They only have a call in. John says, my grandmother was a psych nurse. She used to give us the grippy socks so we wouldn't slip on her floors when we were kids. I love those socks. I have lots of those socks. Not from the hospital, but, you can get them at TJ Maxx. And I walk around the house in those socks. I love them. They're the fluffy socks. Sue says, here in the courtroom, the judge hasn't started yet. I don't know if she's coming on the bench because Tim Bradel was told not to show up in person. And that's going to be very interesting when she sees all of you there. And the other interesting thing, Suze, is that on the court calendar today, it does not have Judge McCarthy Naiman as the judge. It has a different judge as the judge. So if you're in courtroom, I think it's courtroom 1, you may see a different judge come on the bench there, and they may just be doing this on the phone. Gigi said, good morning, Melanie Maz and Cupcakes. I actually woke up again and still subscribe. Congratulations. Thank you for all you do. No drama. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. I know YouTube's been wild, unsubscribing people, blocking people, like blocking members of the channel that have been members of the channel, paid members for a year. It's insane. Thanks, Elf, for gifting a membership. That's unacceptable. No, it's not unacceptable that you gifted a membership. It's unacceptable that YouTube is sua sponte choosing to hide my viewers, my paid subscribers from my own channel. I Gotta Know says, I saw Yes in Philly in the 70s. So good. Follow to DC. That's awesome. Thank you. I Gotta Know for your super chat. Brigitte says, Kelsey, we are all here supporting you. Thank you for your 5. Ariani, the vegetarian, says, stared at a lateral ceiling fan support bar at the Goodwill, but didn't buy it. None were loose. That night, my boy's fan fell out of the ceiling. Oh, that's kind of creepy. Anybody feel the full moon vibes last night? It is the first of 3 supermoons, 3 consecutive supermoons. So October, November, and December are all going to be supermoons. It's a great day to manifest things. And it was beautiful last night. Did you go outside and look at the moon? Harvest moon. And BB2 says, I still think by keeping Kelsey locked up, she can't be involved in the family court hearings for her baby. Isn't that what they want? Thank you, Mel. I don't know. This feels prehistoric. This feels like, it feels like the Middle Ages is what it feels like, right, Aunt BB? Thanks for your super chat. Jazz RN says, why hasn't she had the surgery since being in custody? Well, I don't know. Would you want your regular surgeon to do it, or would you want like a prison hospital to do it? I don't know. I don't know if they'll let her out to go to a normal hospital. You guys might know better than I. Frozen a-hole, if you're in crisis, please call 911. Please call 911. Because that was an odd thing to post in the chat, which I'm going to hide. So Jazz RN says, yes, we do surgery on prisoners all the time. You mean in a regular hospital? Like they'll take her to her own surgeon to have it done, but then she's not going to get the post-op care that she's going to need. Listen, if I were Kelsey, I would wait until I was out. I would wait until I was out, but that's just me. Thank you for your super chat. We're still on hold. Yellow Lead Betero says, is it only on Zoom because it's October? It's not even on Zoom. It's on a call-in, like a physical. You have to pick up the phone and call. Phone call, audio only. Because it's October in Salem and there's 0 parking. I was the bartender on the boat that went from Boston to Salem. It was nuts. I don't know. We have boots on the ground that are in the courthouse. So shout out to all of you in the courtroom, including Glam Sue's. And just a little technical perjury is all the way from Norway. If she was angry, someone get her a Snickers. Thanks for your super chat. Live free. My daughter, 17, had a tonsillectomy on Friday. Had to remove everything, including false eyelashes. They're definitely not letting an ankle monitor in the OR. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for being here for 3 months. Soap API says, I am the law. All judges, if you know, you know. Thanks for tuning in from down under. Gigi's Ice Cream Truck filled with silver bracelets, gifted a membership. Thanks, Gigi. Rebecca became a member. Welcome, Rebecca. And Christina says there's a different judge listed on the docket. Right. And I think it's been a different judge listed every time. So Judge McCarthy Naaman may be hanging on to this case for a particular reason. But I'll be interested to know from the boots on the ground if this other judge is going to take the bench in that courtroom. Hold on. When I look at the docket, I'll tell you what it says. So it has the judge listed as a Judge Dreschler, I think. Wait a second. Kelsey. Yeah, Judge Dreschler, Salem 5th floor, courtroom K. And so I don't know if Judge Dreschler is going to take the bench in the physical courtroom K and only the Fitzsimmons hearing. Only the Fitzsimmons hearing is on the phone. I don't know. We're waiting. No, I know you're in the correct courtroom, Glam Susan, and I appreciate that. You're in courtroom K on the 5th floor. My question is, on the calendar that I'm looking at, it says that that is Judge Dreschler's courtroom. There are a number of other cases on for 9:30. And so I don't know if Judge McCarthy Naaman is doing this conference only on the phone, and Judge Dreschler is going to come in, and you guys are going to see a whole bunch of other cases. Yes, Mike Crawford is in the courtroom too. Yes. Hello. Hello. We're still on hold. West Virginia country guy. Could the judge be recusing today, sparing the embarrassment of being booted? That'll be interesting. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know why she would recuse herself. She doesn't have a conflict, which would be a reason for a recusal. I mean, she's not gonna, I don't think she's going to recuse herself because she's, embarrassed by like her behavior or the fact that she violated the law by throwing her back in jail and, due process and lots of other things. So we'll wait and see. Thanks for your super chat, Sandy. Dad, thanks for your super sticker. Truth be told, says I would let Dr. Russell operate on me. Oh yeah, that's true. Dr. Russell, but Dr. Russell's not a surgeon. She's an ER practitioner. Thank you for your super chat. Sandy Dad sent another super sticker. Thank you very much. We could be here all day. That's weird. That's suspicious. Says she is absolutely not embarrassed about her behavior. Just a little technical perjury. Says Turtle Boy is here. Bradel will be in court tomorrow. Why are people giving out wrong information then? How about this? Don't put information in the chat unless you have with 100% certainty that it's absolutely accurate. How about that? But now I don't know what to believe. And also, like, I'm in the camp of I don't believe anything I read on the internet anymore ever. Because everything could be AI, it could be doctored, proctored, sullied, or tullied. You don't know. Cherie says Mike just posted a picture. There's 11 of them supporting Kelsey. That's awesome. Are they running late? Apparently it's 10:06. So it's supposed to happen at 9:30. We're on the call with 9 other people at least. And Marcello can see it. He says she's not leaving this case until the SJC orders her to. Mm-hmm. No, I'm in on the call. We're on hold. So they just haven't started the call yet. Turtle Boy said on his thing tomorrow that he doesn't think he's going to court. I know, but then somebody said he's in the chat and maybe he changed his mind. I don't care. All right. How about we stop talking about it? How about that? Because I don't have it from any powers that be, one way or the other. I'm covering the hearing tomorrow too. If you want to tune in, tune in. I don't know who's going to be there. Can't say if anybody's going to get stuck in traffic and won't show up. I know. I heard. Gigi says this crap would not happen in a Texas courtroom. She would not have even made it to the bench. ADA is a real thing. Kelsey was not at revocation hearing. Why she is in jail is beyond me. She actually was there because we heard her crying in the court audio, Gigi. We heard her crying. She was in the courtroom, right? So she was there during the I think that was her 3rd day out of jail. She was in the courtroom. We heard her crying as the hearing ended, and they just cut off the tape. So there's that. It was not a revocation hearing. Whatever it was a hearing. It was a hearing to ask for a modification, and she wound up revoking the bail. So that's what she wound up doing. I don't know what they called it or what it was titled at the time, but we don't need to argue about the minutia. We don't need to bicker in the chat about whether Aiden's going to be in court or Bradel's going to be in court. I'm covering it regardless. It doesn't really matter to me. So there's that. Thanks, Gigi. Steph says, let's get Kelsey. Let Kelsey get freedom as a birthday present to me. Happy birthday, Steph. Happy birthday to Steph. It's also Kelly Reed's birthday. Happy birthday, Kelly Reed. And somebody else. Well, Gigi also says she would not have made it to the bench. Judges are appointed here. They're appointed, not elected. So I don't know which is better. Elected judges also have to, give a nod to their donors, and it's a lot to get a nomination. And appointments, I feel like sometimes people think appointed judges have to take care of the family when they get appointed. And however they got the nomination stuff is in question. I know, I can't help it. This hold music is it's like an ice pick in my temple. Happy birthday to everyone in the chat. A lot of birthdays today. We've learned that Proctor's hearings are going to be reoccurring. There's going to be more hearings for Proctor, October 21, 22, and 23. And now that the Brian Walsh trial will not be in session beginning October 20th, we may be able to cover those, but they're all day hearings. But if you guys want to hear them, I think we can do that. Drink some coffee, Kim. Drink some coffee if it's putting you to sleep. My favorite song on Life of a Showgirl is Changing Daily. Thank you. What you see is what you get. That's a good thing to talk about while we're waiting. Canceled is up there. Yeah. Then yesterday, my favorite song was Honey. So every day I have a different favorite. I like it all. I like it all. What about you? But I think Canceled is like such a perfect song lyric wise for what is going on out there in the cesspool of the internet with regard to what is happening to the Karen Reed. I don't like the word movement, but the Karen Reed supporters. And I think that that's why we're going to pivot. We're going to free some other people now, because what's going on there is just ugly. It's disappointing. And it's sad. United we stand, divided we fall. Don't fall into the rage baiters and the agents of chaos. Just, keep on keeping on. It was supposed to start at 9:30. It is now 10:11, and Opalite is the other one that keeps getting stuck in my head. Every day it's a different one. So if I have it stuck in my head like an earworm. Jen loves Life of a Showgirl. We're in our showgirl era, girls. Ophelia, says Megan. Community. Mrs. Bouquet is here. Hello, Harrison, if you're watching. I like the word community better. Yeah, it is a community. We're building a community of people who are like-minded, who are interested in justice, who are outraged by selective persecutions and people being railroaded and framed and set up, and judges who are not obeying the Constitution, because Massachusetts seems to be where your constitutional rights go to die. And yeah, it is a community. And Crispy Treat says, there is agents of chaos. They're here to distract, confuse, and divide and conquer. I know, but what are they going to conquer, really? You know what I mean? It's bizarre. Like, what's the end game here? Just think about that. What is the end game? There's another Taylor Swift song. I'd like to be your end game. Funny story, says Rewrite It On. My UPS driver was super late last Friday because he had to deliver everyone's album before he could get to me. Oh, we've had a couple come to the house also. Kylie says, father figure, Ophelia, Opalite, ruin the friendship, Elizabeth Taylor. Yeah, but I also like Actually Romantic. I like that too. I don't know. I don't know why there's haters either. Good thing I like my friend Canceled. Right. Heather. Wish List is another good one. Wood is another good one. I mean, the more you listen to it, the more favorites you're allowed to have. I'll allow it. Mermaid Water became a new member. Thank you very much. I think you're going to like it here. We're still on hold. I know. I said wood. Expert Architect says, the last time I testified was in fifth floor, room H. The building is new. AC is loud. No ceiling fan. Rooms are normal. Judge front center. Defendant and prosecution side by side. Yeah, just like in other courthouses. So weird how in Dedham, they're like the prosecution is attached to the judge's bench, and then the defense sits behind them. And then Hank Brennan and others, Lally, would just stand up and talk with their backs to opposing counsel. So rude. So many people don't have manners. It's just mind-numbing to me. Like, who raised you? Pack of wolves? Thank you, Darlene, for your super sticker. What you see is what you get, says I keep crying with Ruin the Friendship. Yeah, it's a good song, too. Harvest Moon tonight. Wasn't it last night? I thought it was tonight. The moon last night was gorgeous. Tom Gully said, I had to listen. I heard Hot Child in the City the other day and had to listen to Watching the Detectives 10 times in a row to avoid that torturous earworm. Darlene says, Melanie, do you like old black and white movies? If so, what's your favorite? Breakfast at Tiffany's is not even a question. I have Audrey Hepburn on my wall right in front of me in Breakfast at Tiffany's. with her shades and her hair and her black sheath dress, sleeveless, the pearls, the whole bit. The coffee, I love it. Breakfast at Tiffany's. Hands down. Didn't even have to think about it. There's no Zoom. It's audio only. We're waiting for the conference to start on the telephone, the old-fashioned telephone, and the terrible hold music is on, but nothing to do but wait. That's in color? I think they colorized it, Darlene. Did they colorize it? Breakfast at Tiffany's? Well, then I would have to go back to an old Alfred Hitchcock, like Rear Window. Was that in black and white? Breakfast at CF McCarthy's. That's what I feel like we're at. Breakfast at CF McCarthy's. Breakfast at the Waterfall. Rear Window was in color too? Stop. Well, then I don't know. I'm out. I'm out of this. Some like it hot, people are saying. Breakfast at Tiffany's was not black and white. Okay, I stand corrected, Tom. You don't have to yell at me with your all caps. Congratulations to Margaret. She says she's 15 years cancer free. You are now a paid up member of the I Kick Cancer's Butt Club. Congratulations, Margaret. Jazzy says nobody wants breakfast at D&E, that's for sure. Does anybody think, did you guys watch with me the Canton Select Board meeting wherein it was revealed that Chris Albert called a guy, John Como, and made some like horrific allegations and cursed him out and said the see you next Tuesday word and all kinds of other curses and told him, why don't you go send more D-pics to your stepdaughter? And after John Como got up and spoke to the Canton Select Board and they're not allowed to reply, Chris Albert looked like a little uncomfortable. And he also said that Chris Albert told him, I talked to your ex-wife about it. And then after John Como sat down, his ex-wife got up and said, that's not true. How dare you? Basically, oh, we have a how dare you emoji. And then the stepdaughter got up and she was horrified. She's like, stop. How dare you? Do you think there's going to be ramifications for Chris Albert's behavior, or is he above the law? That was wild. It was wild. I covered it a couple days ago. I don't know why it took so Yeah, it was wild. Go back. It's the thumbnail of the stream has like half of the thumbnail is something like Brian Walsh. The other half is a picture of Chris Albert sitting there at that Canton Select Board meeting in a red tie, looking hella uncomfortable, shuffling his papers around, wishing to be anywhere but there. And it says, Chris Albert did what? And it's timestamped for you so you can go right to that part of the hearing. It was wild. Tim Bradle did ask for a change of judge in his SJC papers, but listen, Tim Bradle. What did I say? Tim Albert? Tim Bradle. Because I think there is a Tim Albert. There's a lot of Albert brothers. If Tim Bradle is on this call with us, we're still on hold. So I think he is. So, I always thought lawyers should be called waiters because it's like you could wait all day in court. It's like, hurry up and wait. Hurry up and wait. Be here at 9:30, but hurry up and wait. You could spend the whole day here. Dave Matthews' neighbor is here. Who wants to guess how long we have to wait till Colin gets in trouble again? Oh, that's another thing that he said, Chris Albert, to John Como. He said, why are you talking about my son who got in trouble for destroying that house? Because remember that whole bunny thing? The whole bunny thing where a bunch of teenagers went into a house that was under construction with their backpacks. This happened in Canton. The house was under construction. A whole bunch of hooligans went into that house and started destroying the house and taped it and put it up on their Snapchat. And they were kicking around a dead bunny and destroying the house. And then like no charges were pressed because they all just paid. Like the parents must have paid to fix the damages. And I guess one of the kids was one of Chris Albert's sons. And John Camo said something like, yeah, it was the bunny house. John Camo said, yeah, you just said, oh, no big whoop. It's my friend's house. The damages were paid for, so it doesn't matter. Again, ask yourselves, who raises these people? I don't know. Gross. That was a while ago. It was around Thanksgiving time, right? When that happened? 20,000 in restitution, like per kid or in total. I mean, the damage they did to that house, and then they took video of it while they were doing it. It was horrific. Who are these people? Who are these people? Seinfeld references are always welcome. Yeah, if they didn't write it down in a report, did it happen? I don't know. Is John Camo going to press charges for harassment? The Canton Select Board is the boss of the Canton Police Department, which is so wild to me, because that means Chris Albert is his brother Kevin's boss, because Kevin is like a detective for the Kevin is a detective with the Canton PD. And so you know, remember, he's the guy who lost his gun. He was like, dude, where's my gun? Dude, where's my gun? And so essentially, hold on a second. I'm going to pin Kelsey's Give, Send, Go in the chat. If anybody would like to donate to the Help Kelsey Heal Fund, I'm going to pin it in the chat right now. Cupcakes are the most generous people on the planet. Oops. See, it's hard for me to pin on my phone. So hopefully I can. Hopefully I ordered the audio from yesterday's Brian Walsh hearing. So hopefully I'll get that today and we can listen to that at some point before the 2 p.m. hearing, maybe. Okay, it's pinned in the chat. It is a Give, Send, Go to Help Kelsey Heal. And currently there's $16,688 in it. And that is the official Give, Send, Go. So you can rest assured. There's a lot of fake stuff out there for, you know, other people. This is the real one for Kelsey. Oh, also I have something something interesting for you. If watch, this hearing will happen. It'll be 5 minutes long. Some body cam, do you remember the hearing that we watched the snippet of? Her name was IMARAH AALIYAH Bryan out of Orlando. Do you remember that? Where she was in jail for, I think, 50 days for not showing up to court. And she allegedly stole $142 of items from Target, and she's homeless and she's 26. And we watched a little bit of that hearing, and it was like it seemed like she was mentally challenged. Like her behavior was like very, like she seemed like she was 5 years old mentally. Well, I have something else to show you from a prior arrest. Remind me. Did I go over the Karen Reed civil decision? No, not yet, that girl, because, you know, things keep popping up. But we will. Maybe we'll do it today. When, if ever, will we get off a hold? Let's see how much money we can raise for Kelsey while we're here. What did I say? We're at $16,688. It looks like all the donos are anonymous. So if you'd like to give, feel free to give and help Kelsey heal. This is outrageous what's happening to her. The fact that her 5-month-old, I think he was 5 months old at the time, 5-month-old baby was ripped from her bosom while she was breastfeeding him based on the word of one guy without a hearing in which for her to be heard. Is wild to me that can happen. Because you know what? If it can happen to Kelsey Fitzsimmons, it can happen to you too. Based on, I don't know, maybe a jilted fiance's something. Hoss long until the hearing. It was supposed to be 9:30. We're on the same call. We're on the same phone call that Tim Bradle is. So don't worry. The baby is with the baby daddy. The baby is with Justin. In fact, while they were serving Kelsey with the order of protection against Justin and taking away her baby, they said, oh, Justin's coming to pick up the baby. We called him. And while Justin was in the garage gathering some things, that's when he heard the gunshots. It's wild. So, you know, it can happen to you too. It's cupcake o'clock. He heard multiple shots. Yeah. He heard multiple shots. And, you know, Kelsey's doctor says she still has bullet fragments in her body. So, you know, there's that. That can also cause pain in addition to the 2 fractured ribs and the collapsed lung. Yeah, it is 2025 there, but you know, look at these beautiful courthouses. This is the the Superior Court right here, where everybody is. And this was built in 1861. I mean, a very pastoral movie set. It looks like a movie set, Salem. At least whatever street this is where the courthouse is. Yeah, the music does kind of grow on you after a while, right, LS? I don't know, watch me get striked for the music. That would be like the FU of all FUs. Oh, professor in mathematics. There's new body cam footage from Orlando from her prior arrest that I think was a month prior at the airport. And I have a viewer who has a body cam channel, and we're going to look at it, and you're all going to sub to her because she's awesome. And she sent it to me. When, if ever, this isn't probate court though, Boston Brandy. This is Superior Court. Or he's just saying in general, it's the worst. This is Superior Court. But again, according to the court docket, there were a number of cases on for 9:30. So if anybody boots in the ground, if you guys have an earbud in and you're listening to me and you're boots in the ground, did any judge take the bench yet over there on the 5th floor in courtroom K? Any judge take the bench yet? The hearing for the baby was not in front of this judge. No, that's a different court. That is probate. They're probate and family court. Hi, Ms. Bouquet. The governor. The governor appoints the judges, right, you guys? In Massachusetts? The governor. Tom Gully says, you can tell it's Superior Court because the hold says the leader hasn't arrived. So Superior. Take me to your leader. Take me to your leader. Oh, right. Then, yes, then he did file to get a lien on her house, which is for sale because the house was only in her name because she's a smart girl. Fairy Raven says, could you tell us again about Kelsey's ex being on Are We Dating the Same Guy webpage, please? Somebody posted that. I don't know if it's real because as of right now, based on all this BS that's going on over there, somebody posted a picture of him in a hot tub. Allegedly, it's a picture that she took, that Kelsey took. And then somebody put a post up that said, is anybody dating this guy? Because, you know, he took me to a nice steak restaurant. He said he's going to be MIA for a bit after March 20th. And then it turns out, we find out that March 20th was Kelsey's original due date, but she delivered earlier, like a month earlier. And so I don't know if that's real. I don't know if it's fake. I don't know if it's planted. I don't know. And so I cannot speak for the truth and veracity and authenticity of that. But that was the, you know, the rumor. Somebody posted it, I think, in the Facebook page. So I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know why you can't like it. Maybe you have to close out the chat to find the like button. That usually is, if you're on your phone, that's what you have to do. To find the like button, if you're on your phone, you have to close the chat out. What happened was, Denise, we're on hold. This is an old-fashioned phone call. Tim Bradle was told not to appear in court. Kelsey Fitzsimmons is not able to get on the Zoom. I mean, it's not a Zoom, it's a phone call. Conference call, a party line. It's a party line. When we got on, there were 9 people on. We kept getting cut off, so we keep having to call back. So shout out to Kelsey, who's apparently listening through this channel. Everyone put some prayer hands in the chat for Kelsey. And also I've pinned her GoFundMe, or it's a Give Send Go, in the chat for all of you very generous people who would like to donate. If you would, it is there for you. Ashley, is it your birthday too? Happy birthday, Ashley. I could do that, Maddie, except for people will get confused. And then people will start getting upset. And then there'll be I don't know. You want to watch the body cam from the airport while we're waiting? You know what? I got to, a lot of you might not be familiar with the story. So what I need to do first, I think, is pull up the original. Because we did a deep dive into this. We had the police report. We had everything. Hang on. We're still on hold. The music is going to make me stick a fork in my eye. Still waiting. Still waiting. All right, here's IMARAH AALIYAH BRYAN. Let's take this down. For those, some of you might not be familiar with this story, so I'm going to show you the original video that started us falling into this rabbit hole. She is 26 years old. She was arrested in Orlando for allegedly stealing $142 of items from Target. She hadn't even left the store, but apparently that is shoplifting. She was in the bathroom with the items, and then she came out, and then she failed to appear in court. And so she was arrested and spent 50 days in jail. This was the hearing or the clip of the hearing that got us all in the rabbit hole on this. So listen to this. Tell me what you think.
I swear to affirm the testimony you're going to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes. Oh, yes, Judge.
I'm trying to find out more about this story, but I want to know who allowed this to happen. Why was this person there without a guardian? Why was this person arrested? Why was this person forced to sign a plea deal? Obviously, they don't know what's going on. Take a look.
Okay, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Hi, Judge. My name is IMARAH AALIYAH BRYAN.
Okay, hi. You're here for initial appearance. You had a failure to appear for a petty theft. Your bond is currently set at $500.
There was an offer made to Ms. Bryan of an adjudication credit cost investigation to OPD in the amount of $339.70, and there's a no return to Target at 4650 Millennia Plaza Way.
She would like to accept the state's offer and enter a plea of no contest.
Okay, Ms. Bryan. Did she swear in already? Can you raise your right hand? Solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're going to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes. Oh, yes, Judge.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So, ma'am, I've been handed a plea form with your name on it. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, it is. I signed it just now.
Okay, did anyone force, threaten, or coerce you into signing the plea form?
No.
Okay, and so you understand by signing this, you'd be giving up your right to go to trial and to contest the charges in this case?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And I have to tell you, if you're not a U.S. citizen, you could be deported based upon this plea. I tell everybody that. Are you aware of that?
We're on hold.
Oh, but I am.
That's great.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And you're thinking clearly today? You understand what we're doing here?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Great. I'll find that you are alert and intelligent and represented by counsel. I'll accept your plea of no contest to the charge of petty theft. I'll sentence you to credit for time served. You have 1 day. I'm sorry, 50. You have 50 days time served. I'll adjudicate you guilty. You'll also have to pay a cost of investigation of $339.70 to Orlando Police Department. You're not to return to the target at 4650 Millennia Plaza Way. Okay. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence in this case. The appeal must be in writing. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford one, one will be appointed for you.
And Your Honor, in her case, I would just ask that her court costs be reduced to a civil judgment.
Okay, I'll reduce your court costs and fines to a civil judgment, okay?
Okay.
I've searched her name. I can't find anything more about this story. So if anybody knows anything about it, let me know in the comments, because this isn't right. And questions need to be answered.
70.
Okay, so she's 26. All right, but check this out. April 6th of 2025, which was 1 month prior to the Target incident. Please follow this channel. It is Bodycam USA. She's a viewer. She's awesome. She's sent for this body cam. So 1 month prior, April 6th, 2025, the same girl, IMARAH AALIYAH BRYAN, was arrested at the Orlando airport. Here's the body cam. We're waiting. We're on the phone call for Kelsey Fitzsimmons. It hasn't started. Oops. So as soon as we get through, we'll put on the call. But watch this body cam, okay? The guy who runs the airport was taking pictures of her, and she's arrested, and we're still waiting, so don't worry.
This video is
Trying to entertain you guys while we're waiting. She gave me permission to play it. Please go follow and like this video. Bodycam USA, shout out.
part one of a two-part series. This arrest happened on April 6, 2025, when IMARAH was taken into custody at Orlando International Airport after reports she struck an employee. Just over a month later, on May 10th, she was arrested for shoplifting at Target, allegedly attempting to leave with $145 in merchandise.
Suze, it's not a Zoom. There is no Zoom. We're on a phone call and we're on hold. There's 10 of us on the call. So it's not a Zoom at all. All it is a call in. It's like so keep us posted with what happens. I guess we're not going to be able to hear it, but if Tim Bradle is on our same phone call, he's not going to be able to hear it either. All right, let's watch the body cam because we're trying to stay entertained.
The case that went viral after her court appearance spread online, which many of you probably saw or heard about this story. Many online have described her as mentally disabled, and reports that she spent nearly 50 days in jail sparked outrage. According to court records, she missed a July 9th pretrial conference. A bench warrant was issued July 10th. She was taken into custody on September 16th, and on September 17th, she entered a no contest plea, and the case was closed. We've requested the full Target body-worn camera and are awaiting its release. In the meantime, this first arrest for battery shows what happened before the headlines.
So say again, show me the video. What happened? That's when she went up and hit you? Yeah, that was the first time. Yeah, she hit you where? Right here. Okay. Open fist, open hand, not that matters. That's just figure out.
I couldn't tell you. I think the first one was a fist.
Okay.
Because the second one she tried to.
Can you get her? She was trespassing.
No, we're going to trespass her now.
She's never been trespassed before?
Not that we know.
Okay, can we check?
The 24,
No, ma'am, have a seat. You're not leaving yet. Have a seat. You're not leaving yet. I have to do an investigation, so please work with me, okay?
Well, you can run the cameras.
I will.
Okay.
Thank you for working with me, okay?
When the bus is no longer ready.
Yeah, we got a couple more coming.
Okay.
It's not 11. It's not 11:30. It's not 11:30 yet.
Because it was 15 minutes ago.
Okay. Well, we don't govern our time on everything. It just happens. And we deal with it. You have your ID on you by chance, my dear?
No, I don't.
You got your name? I'll let you write it because you're probably a lot neater in writing than I am because I have chicken scratch. Here, do me a solid and just your first name and initial last name and your date of birth, please, ma'am.
Yeah, I know.
Appreciate you.
Go to 193. I'm calling you now. I'm the number. I'm calling you to the premise phone number right now. The company gave me the number instead.
It's the same person. No, they're still holding music on.
23 minutes, so. Got me 2251.
Thank you, sir, very much. I appreciate you.
I'm not saying she was faking it. I'm saying if she was in jail for 50 days, were they medicating her? She sounds very different here.
All right, so I say it right. Amara? I did it right? All right. I'm gonna run her. This is Amara. Apparently she's 85. What's his name in the back? No, with the glasses. Brad. Oh, okay. That video of her coming up to her, and she hit him here and here. He wants to prosecute her.
Apparently she hit the guy that works at the airport was taking her picture. She's not happy about it. This is from 1 month prior. This is from April 6th, 2025. Date is on the top of the body cam.
Statements? I need like 3 statements. Open the car. Yeah. Go ahead. Go.
That's Body Cam USA. Yeah. Still on hold.
Question on codes.
Yeah. Is she took 15? Yeah. You're gonna go with us. Always last.
I am. Why are you doing that? I am.
I know you beat the team.
The team? How could it hurt?
Well, we're not doing anything yet.
Yeah, it actually hurt.
What part hurt?
The fact that y'all were detaining me when I literally put my hands behind my back and y'all it's weird.
What part hurts though?
Okay, anyway, I don't care. He should not take no pictures of me. I'm gonna smack the shit out of whoever. You shouldn't be taking no pictures of me. I really don't care. You don't need to detain me, restrain me, or anything. I'm not a hooligan, a psycho, weirdo, fit to find me. You shouldn't have to take no pictures of me. So I really don't care. You shouldn't take no pictures of me. That's fine. I really don't care.
Like right now.
That's fine. He shouldn't have been taking no pictures of me. I have no idea why he just took a picture of me, man.
Public place.
So take pictures of people he doesn't know?
Yeah, on the public place. Right. And he runs this entire area. Him and the other people that's with him.
Oh no, you shouldn't have taken no pictures of me. That's fine. Just smile all you want to. That's fine. You can smile all you want to. Yeah. First charges on there. And I'll come out looking better than you. Face tighter than you. Pussy wetter than you. That's fatter than yours. Some flatter than yours. You did win. You're a bitch ass. You're like, oh, I just served black bitch to jail. Okay, and I'm gonna come out looking better than you. Edges and everything. And the middle of my hair gonna be full. No way.
Okay, that's
fine. I don't have nothing. I mean, I had these, so. Go ahead. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the jewelry off here.
heard it was just a battery.
Yeah, we're sure.
I have to take it off anyway, so I know what happens.
Maybe she was on her meds then and she was in jail and she wasn't on her med. Maybe she was medicated when she was in jail. I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll check it for you. Sandy, open the door.
So I don't know. I just thought you might find it interesting. If you want to watch the whole video, head on over to Bodycam USA. We're still on hold, so I don't know what the hell's going on here. In the Target case, she said she was homeless. So I'm not sure if, she's homeless and she's hanging out at the airport and he was taking pictures of her and she went a little nutso and like started hitting him. So I just don't even know, but this is a little bit crazy. So that's that. I thought you might find it interesting. She, the channel owner of Bodycam USA, has sent for the Target Bodycam. So as soon as that's available, we're going to watch that, because this is an unrelated arrest, but this arrest happened to be in the same county in Orlando, approximately 1 month prior to the Target incident. So Glam Masseuse is in the courtroom. She said they're calling the case, but we are still on the hold for the party line. So there's that. Hurry up and wait. It's supposed to be at 9:30. It's 10:47. And became a new member. Welcome. And Christy, a painter's daughter, says Give, Send, Go was an easy way to support Kelsey. It's still pinned in the chat if you would so desire, because you guys are awesome. Lola the Good Dog says, I still can't believe 50 days in jail for the Target arrest. Well, apparently she was given a date to come back and she didn't come back. I thought maybe she didn't understand that she had to come back based on her demeanor in court the day that she pled guilty, but that's why she was in for 50 days. But the judge seemed very shocked too. And she's like, okay, I'll give her credit for 1 day time served. And they were like, no, 50. And she's like, 5-0. Yeah, you haven't missed anything except for the body cam footage that we played of IMARAH AALIYAH BRYAN, and also the original video in case some of you were not caught up on that case. So it's wild. But hopefully when we get the, or when Bodycam USA gets the video from Target, we'll play it, and we'll check back in. So it might, don't always believe everything you see on the internet, I guess, is another great example of that. Here are the courthouses in Salem. We're still waiting on hold. Oh, thanks, Lamasseuse. Well, what's happening there, girl? Zoom for me is like video, but this is like I had to call an 866 number and then put in a passcode and wait for my leader. My leader has not yet started the call. So I'm just riffing. I'm just riffing for, an hour and a half now. Thank you, Linda, for buying 3 matcha lattes. I'm going to need it today. She says, thanks for bringing awareness and continuing coverage of Kelsey. I think there's more to the ex-fiance's story. As a retired labor and delivery nurse, postpartum psychosis is rare, frightening, and tragic. We need good quality mental health resources for these mamas. Yes, I agree. I agree. Take me to your leader. Take me to your leader. Can we talk about Justin's parents again? Barbara says, yeah, Justin's parents. There was an article that I found on Justin's parents, and I can't remember where I put it, but they run a group that either teaches people or they know how to get people involuntarily committed And this goes back to 2020. I can't remember what organization they're a part of, but I found an article on them. And so it made total sense to me when I found it that they know how to get people committed and maybe, I don't know, work the system. Donna, I need the link to your channel, the actual link to your channel to unblock you. Even if you don't think you have a channel, you do. You have to go there, copy the URL, paste it in an email to me. That's the only way that you can get unblocked. I don't know what YouTube's doing. They have a mind of their own. They have a mind of their own, but it is, nobody asked me. And so it seems that his parents are very well versed in the system and how to get people committed involuntarily and what to do and what to say and stuff like that. So that was just another part of the rabbit hole that we fell into. And I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm just pointing out a news story that I found. Mozzie says, after all the publicity now surrounding this judge's poor and wrong decision, I bet this hearing will not go public. Well, we can always order a transcript of it later, but I'm just wondering what's going on. So, Glamasuz, did a different judge take the bench, or is it Judge McCarthy Neiman on the bench in there? Okay, I'll change the banner to say that this is a 9:30 hearing because people keep asking what time it is. So if anybody comes in and they're confused, just tell them to read the banner below. I'll allow it said. Crawford just said they can't get into the call Zoom room because it's max capacity. Oh, well, we're in. So we got that going for us, my friends. We got that going for us. We are in. Maybe we can cover Mark Sanchez's first court appearance if it's televised. Is that supposed to be today? Where was he arrested again? What state? Do not hang up. I will not. Look, we got the terrible music, but we're here for it. Somebody said there's like 11 boots on the ground in the courtroom. Indianapolis? Oh, so Bob, is it going to be televised? Do they have, Indiana? They have cameras in the courtrooms there? I don't know what's going on with Sanchez, but do you think maybe he might have a, CTE or, a TBI from playing football all those years? There's some sort of traumatic brain injury. 11-7. Okay. Thank you, Patches O'Houlihan. That's a great name. Patches O'Houlihan. No, they better not boot me off the phone. Yeah, you think he had one too? Has it been confirmed? Sometimes they can't even diagnose it until at autopsy. Somebody recently was diagnosed at autopsy with it, right? As I recall. Thank you, Jen. Jen says, thanks for being so classy, staying away from the BS. It's just noise. This is just distraction. I've got to focus on, things that matter. Thanks, Jen, for being here for 8 months. Henhouse Bath Company says 22 months cancer-free. That's amazing. The showgirl is in her survivor era. Get your mammograms. Yes, get your mammograms. Really, it takes 5 minutes. Mammograms literally take no time. I don't know why people just don't go do them. But congratulations on being 22 months cancer-free. Henhouse Bath Company. Patrice Crockett, thanks for your 10. Thank you very much for your super sticker. Aussie Cause said, became a new member. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Former CBS News radio anchor. Thank you, Tom Gully. So sorry for the all caps force of habit. I feel shame. Don't feel shame. I feel like you're yelling at me when you do that. It was a joke and I knew you could take it. Unlike other people who can't take the jokes. Thank you, that girl. No, didn't do it yet. I haven't done it yet, although I have a lot of thoughts on it. Sandy Dad says, she who shall not be named and me took the ferry to the island of Blocks. She, huge pair of the tiny ferry, was rocking that hold music cowbell. Ron.
Yes, I am.
Great, thank you so much. I apologize for the wait. It took us a while with IT to rectify our situation. Recorded.
I understand.
Thank you. Calling number 13 on the list, Commonwealth versus Kelsey Fitzsimmons, docket number 2577 CR 311. Counsel, please identify themselves for the record.
Good morning, James Capitosi on behalf of the Commonwealth.
Hello, Your Honor. Timothy Bradle for Kelsey Fitzsimmons.
Why are you not here?
I'm sorry, Your Honor?
Why are you not here?
I was told that it was a phone conference.
Who told you that?
That was my impression from the list, Your Honor.
Well, the problem is that this case has tied up our phone lines, created technical problems this morning, the overcapacity. So it's a little bit, it's delayed our proceedings this morning. And it's caused an administrative problem that we've been unable to resolve, and the noise in the background isn't helping any. So there's a group of people here interested in the case, which is fine, but you're not here, and the people calling in are tying up our phone line to the best of our ability and a capacity which I have no control over. So we're in.
Nor do I, Your Honor. I'm sorry about that, but I had the impression, I guess, that it was a phone hearing.
Well, okay. First thing I want to do today is talk about setting a trial date, because this case is, as demonstrated by this morning, is over our capacity, testing our capacity to address it on the phone line, and the noise in the background is interfering with my ability.
The conference is now in silent mode. The conference is now in silent mode.
I've never heard that. I don't
The
know.
conference is now in silent mode.
All right. Okay, Mr. Bradle, if you can hear me, you need to get up here.
They ended the phone conference and they said, Mr. Bradle, you need to get up here. Okay, you're testing our capabilities. Have we lost our collective minds? I think we have. So now Bradle has to get there because it's testing their capabilities, because they are not involved in the 21st century or whatever the hell century we're in right now. The 21st century, right? We're not there because it's testing their capability. Why aren't you here? It didn't sound like McCarthy and Naiman. Is it a different judge? Where are my boots on the ground? There's a bunch of people in the courtroom that are interested in this case. Yeah, there are. You're damn right there are. There's people that are interested in justice. It was a man, right? I don't think that was her. So was that Judge Dreschler? Oh, this is like, it's like, this must be the season of the witch. Hold on. Must be the season of the witch. That is all that I can, all that I can say here. If this is Judge Dreschler, who is on the calendar, Judge Thomas Dreschler was an associate judge in the Massachusetts Superior Court who retired in 2023, having been appointed by Governor Deval Patrick in 2014. Dreschler's career included work as an assistant district attorney and private practice, first as a partner at Byrne and Dreschler, and later as a partner at Byrne and Dreschler LLP with former House Speaker Thomas Finneran. Well, is there a different Judge Dreschler? It's Narnia. It is up. We got to put Shaka back in the corner because this is insanity. You better get up here. I don't know where Tim Bradle is right now, but how far away is he from Salem? It sounded, number one, like the judge was annoyed that there were people in the courtroom supporting Kelsey Fitzsimmons. It sounded like, number two, he was mad that the phone lines were tied up, causing them all these technical difficulties because they didn't even call the case until almost 11. And we are in the upside down, inside out land of the lost. I don't think I can call back because I think they just cut it off. You need to get here, Bradel. Everyone's telling me to call back because, you know. Hold on. Hold, please.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. November 19th, Madam Clerk, promotion back. Thank you. I know you're doing an admirable job today, Madam Clerk.
I appreciate you.
As she always does. Okay. Thank you. All right.
And Your Honor, just for the record, the IT department has finally added more
Capacity.
to our homework, and I'm going to find out what that noise was on the machine.
Yeah. Well, he told us with the yeah.
Oh, can we also have Mr. Van Slyke up here?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. I apologize for that.
No, it's not your fault.
Really, can we have Vince like as well?
Well, that's fine, but the problem now is the case interfere with our, so
The conference is now in talk mode.
so we can actually
The
have.
conference is now in talk mode.
I think it's because they're working on it for us.
Well, I understand.
I'm going to.
Yeah, no, I understand there's technical problems that have been, because the system is overwhelmed, but we still need to conduct the hearing, and I can't think of any other way to do it. I mean, whenever he gets here, it's fine. But
They're making him come. They're making him get there. No, that case that we just heard was a fentanyl case for November 19th. They told Bradel to get there.
so we're bringing Mr. Van Slyke up.
I think.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Connors, who was on the Johnson matter?
Sorry.
Who was on the Johnson matter?
You got that, Doctor? You're on the Johnson matter? Donkey's on the Johnson.
Oh, is your client on the phone? Excuse me, are you Mr. I don't know who that was. I apologize. The Johnson matter? Is she planning on coming up?
I don't know if you can call me. I was going to talk to him soon, but.
Oh, I would talk to her at some point and we'll fit you in. I'm sorry I didn't respond. I was busy this morning. I appreciate you. I'm not feeling like that right this second, but I do appreciate you.
Mr. Castro.
Thank you very much. Mr. Morris, are you ready on Mr. Castro? Thank you.
I'm muted, but did they delay their whole entire calendar? They had a lot of cases on for 9:30.
Calling number 21 on the list, Commonwealth Hector Castro, docket number 25.
So my understanding is that they told Tim Bradel to get there, that he needs to get there. I'm hanging up this call right now. That he needs to get there. Why weren't you here? God forbid he had other things to do today, right? They did not transport Kelsey from the jail because she's in Chicopee and Bob, and they were not going to transport her. They wouldn't even let her call in. So it's insane. And Bob Mata says this is a great example of how much shit lawyers have to digest from judges that are running hot without saying anything other than, okay, Your Honor. I know it's infuriating. It's infuriating to watch. And it's infuriating to have to bite your tongue. Charlie Lynn says Bradel needs to pull the email telling him not to be there. This courthouse is newish and should have Zoom, period. The public has a right to access. I mean, that's insane. Well, some boots on the ground will reach out to me and tell me when to call back, but I don't know how long it's going to take him to get there. It's wild. Jam Cracker says, imagine if all in the chat donated $5 to help Kelsey. That would be awesome. Thank you, Jam Cracker, for suggesting. Thanks, Pam, for becoming a new member. Fairy Raven says, sorry, Melanie, I thought that thing about the ex-fiance had been verified. I don't, you know what, Fairy Raven, from now on, I'm not authenticating anything unless it's in a court paper. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, there's too much bullshit out there. I have a bullshit button for that, see? DEFCON 5 is the bullshit level right now. Thanks, Fairy Raven. For tuning in all the way from Ireland. Aussie Kaz says, our judges like Canoni, and in this case, voted in. In Massachusetts, they are appointed by the governor. Interested as this doesn't occur here. You're in Australia. Do judges make decisions based on popularity? They're not supposed to. They're supposed to follow the law. But, you know, they do have wide discretion. Ashley became a member. Welcome, as did M. And Paula says, can you please teach us how to file FOIA requests? Well, if you want to do them specifically for Norfolk County, they have their own form. And you can just download the form and then you can email it over. But I can't do that right now. But I will try. Well, maybe in the future I could do that with Corey Hopkins because she's really good at it. Scooter54, thanks for becoming a member. Frankly, my dear, thanks for your super sticker. Andrea Clark, another way to shut the public up, she says. Been here for 17 months. Thank you, Andrea. Cat's Pajamas says, it's not Bradle's fault. Thanks for tuning in from Canada and for your super chat. Hope says, what happens if Bradle is not close and can't get there? Well, I think he said he would because we got cut off. They disconnected us. But I think he's going there. Hang tight. If anybody's in the courtroom, can you tell me what judge was on the bench? Because that did not sound like Judge McCarthy Neiman. Anyone? Anyone? Well, you know what we can do? We can read the Karen Reed civil decision because we haven't done that yet. We can do that while we're waiting. But I just want to confirm that he's actually on his way there. I don't know if Bradle works from home. I don't know if he works from his office. I don't know where he lives. I'm not going to speculate. I'm waiting for confirmation to see if he's actually going. So if you would just bear with me for one moment, we can wait until we find out. We don't know if he's in Boston. Why is everybody saying 43 minutes from Boston? Do you know how many people work from home and aren't in their office? Like, let's everybody take a step back and take a deep breath and just relax. When I know more, I will tell you. Jenna Leah is shook. Josh says, so court scheduled a telephone conference and gets all pissy when the party's called into the conference. Make it make sense. I wish I could, Josh. I wish I could, but I just can't. I can't make it make sense because it doesn't make sense. Because in any other world, this would not have happened the way it happened. In any other world, the judge at this hearing about the blow and go, it's not a blow and go because it's not an ignition lock device, but it's a handheld blow and go. Any other judge would have taken judicial notice that she had been shot in the chest at point blank range, maybe more than once, we don't really know, that she has been in the hospital for 53 days, collapsed lungs. There was some medical records in the file already, 6 surgeries, and it would have been, oh, okay, she can't do this. It hurts. Okay, why can't she just piss in a cup? What's the problem with peeing in the cup? Like we're in the upside down. I can't make it make sense. Sarah B. Creative says, clearly this is where the First Amendment dies or is already dead. I know. Thank you, Sarah. Thanks for your 10. Alicia says, unreal. I've never seen anything like this. I don't think anybody has. I don't think any of us have ever seen this. Practicing attorneys for decades have not seen things like this. It's just not the way judges are supposed to behave. And Mamba 5 says, this is exactly why we can't look away from Massachusetts. We can't. We cannot look away. But this was not McCarthy Naaman apparently on the bench. It was a different judge. And the judge on the calendar that I'm looking at, the physical calendar, says that this judge is named Dreschler, D-R-E-C-H-S-L-E-R. Aaron said, my mouth was hanging open and I felt better seeing Melanie's mouth hang open. Well, they're doing the hearing without Kelsey because Kelsey's watching us. She was not allowed to call in. She's in Chicopee. And we overwhelmed their system today, you guys. We overwhelmed their capability, tested their capability, but we heard in the hot mic that they've added more slots for the phone, so it's going to be fine next time, everyone. Andrea says, imagine blaming the public interest for your court's lack of preparation. Imagine. Hold on a second. It's wild. Let's see. Law Girl's Not Attorney is in the courthouse. It says everyone, including the defendant, is attending, by Zoom. Oh, look, and here's a picture that Mike Crawford posted of all the boots on the ground at the courthouse who showed up for Kelsey today. Let's take a look at that. $11 people showed up in purple today for Kelsey. Yeah, that's what I thought. Fran Drescher. I was thinking Fran Drescher too, but no, Judge Dreschler. BC says, if this hasn't set the tone for the case, wild. Arcola says they're annoyed because we're calling attention to the corruption. Sunshine is the best disinfectant. Thank you. Thanks for your 5. That's insane. Kimberly says, I am appalled. This is unreal. Poor Kelsey. Waiting for updates. Ocean Beach says, I hope he has receipts making Cannoni look reasonable. Can he amend his SJC opinion appeal to add this attack? This isn't SJC, is it? No, this is Superior Court, Essex County in Salem. And it is where we are. And so, no, I don't think that he would amend his SJC appeal to add this. Different judge. It has nothing to do with the issue for the SJC. As they want the SJC to do a de novo bail review, meaning to look at it fresh. And I think you're being rhetorical, but thank you for your super chat. Casey says his office is at least 43 minutes away. But again, I don't know if he's in his office. I don't know if he's at his house. I don't know if he's on the Cape. I don't know if he's on. I don't know where he is. I have no idea where he is. So I'm waiting to hear from my source. And when I hear, I will certainly let you know. Thank you for your super chat. Ember, can he call someone who's closer to step in? No, I don't think you would want to trust anybody with this case, not a per diem. You would I would not trust a per diem attorney. I would not trust anybody but myself to handle this. I don't know where Martha Coakley is, if she's available, if she's closer, if she could go there. But I would not trust a per diem attorney who's not familiar with the case after the way this judge behaved. No. Music to my soul. We'd call this a code red. Okay, great. Thank you so much for your super chat. Music to my soul. And Aunt BB says, this proves they don't want the public to hear. Unfortunately, I'm a few thousand miles away, but anyone who can go, please go. They're not going to silence us. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Free Kelsey Fitzsimmons. I wouldn't say go today. It's Salem. It's October. I wouldn't say go today. But yeah, maybe like next time. Thanks for your super chat, MPB. John, Mike, thank you for your super sticker. And Jackie says, oh boy, the invasion of the cupcakes. Does it say cupcake? In Salem, got the witch riled up. Harvest Moon effect. Or ice cream. I think you have an ice cream there. Yeah, and like, why is Emily blocked? Hang on. Oh, please. I gotta have a meeting with YouTube because this is ridiculous. Bob, is this happening to you too? If there's any other creators here, like if Baker is still here, or Bob, are you having like people blocked from your channel, sua sponte, by YouTube? Emily, you are all set. Now I'm told that they got an email from the clerk saying that it was going to be a group phone call, and that is standard procedure for the pretrial conference. That's what I am being told. Hang on. Oh, please. So Mike Crawford said, waiting for Kelsey Fitzsimmons hearing to start at Essex Superior Court, and had a picture of 11 boots on the ground. And then he said, different judge today. They've called a lot of other cases. It seems like they can't get into their own Zoom room because it's max capacity. Can't make this up. So we are waiting to see if he has to go there. But this is insane. And if you weren't here, you wouldn't even believe it, would you? And if you weren't here, rewind it and listen to what we heard happen on that phone call. Let's see if we can get a profile on this judge. What? Oh, all right. I'm being told to call in. Hang on. Hold, please.
Trial date. This is not a complicated matter. And frankly, in light of all this interest, it just seems to me that the best thing to do is to simply try the case as soon as possible. It's not complicated, at least doesn't appear to be. It is a case that needs to be tried, unless you tell me otherwise, Mr. Bradle. And why not try the case soon? Get the matter resolved. What's it going to take, 2 days? This is not a complicated case. And it is what it is. Mr. Bradle has publicly stated what the defendant's defense is, very publicly, which he has a right to do. It seems like a pretty straightforward case, and who knows what's going to happen, but why not do it soon? And then there'll be no concerns. I know the defendant is in custody at this point, so there's certainly a good reason to try the case properly. When can we do that?
Well, you're looking at me, I can pick a date.
I can do it. We can do it next week or the week after. I mean it. This is a case that, you know, can be tried promptly and should be. And I'm just not seeing why, under these circumstances, there's a lot of interest in it. That's fine. But I think that it would be a good case to try promptly. And so, I mean, how many witnesses do you have, Mr. Gubitosi?
Well, it depends on his defense because he talked a lot about postpartum, and I don't know if he's calling an expert or any of that stuff.
Well, let's ask. Are you? I mean, I saw your very public statement about what your defense is. It didn't sound like a mental health defense, but you tell me.
Thank you, Your Honor. Lot to say in light of I was just kind of being quiet and letting you know, I didn't want to interject or anything. Couple of things, Judge, is that I don't think discovery is quite complete just yet. It's almost there, and counsel and I are working together very well, and I don't think we need any court intervention.
Okay.
Reciprocal discovery, I think, might be some substantial in the sense that there may be some Rule 17 motions that are coming as well. I agree with the court that the matter is, in terms of a trial, is not a lengthy situation. However, we still need, I think, to go through a lot of pretrial stuff. There are, it's not, I don't believe it's a mental health defense, Your Honor, but there are mental health issues in the case. And then the last thing I just want to say, Judge, is I just don't want, you know, I've known Your Honor a long time, and I have utmost respect. I don't want Your Honor to think that I just kind of blew off coming to court today. I had information from the clerk's office that it was a group telephone call.
The problem.
No, I just want to tell you.
That's fine. That's fine.
You know, I don't want you to think that I you know, was frivolous about this. We actually preferred in person, and I would have been there certainly, but I had the strong impression that it was a group phone call. I'm sorry about that.
But I'm happy to be there every time. Is that the people calling in destroyed our capacity to do it by phone? So okay, you know, I
just want you to know that I would certainly be there, and I wanted to be there.
No,
and I just had the impression it was a group call. So just wanted to say that, Judge, to you.
In terms of Rule 17, the sooner you serve those motions on Mr. Gubitosi, if the Commonwealth doesn't object, they can be submitted to the court administratively. We can act on them and get the records in as promptly as possible. But I really just, that's why, I mean, every case is different, but I'm wondering whether or not it makes sense. She's in custody, at least for now. It's in everybody's interest to get the case tried. And so, to me, this is something that the court does better than we do, frankly. When somebody needs a speedy trial, they can get one. And
sure,
that doesn't mean we
very much appreciated.
But that doesn't mean we can't do it here. I have, and we can. So I appreciate the Rule 17s. If you submit them, Mr. Gubitosi doesn't object, we can act on those. And I'm wondering, you know, just practically speaking, can the case be tried in November?
I don't think so, Judge. I'm pretty backed up. But also, there's issues relative to experts that I think are going to take a little bit longer, and reciprocal discovery and experts. But I don't want to. I appreciate Your Honor trying to get a trial date in there. Could I ask for a trial selection at the next date when we have a little clearer picture of the discovery focus?
Sure. We'll put it off a trial assignment and compliance and see where we are. How about that?
That would be appreciated, Your Honor. And counsel and I talked about a couple of dates. Counsel picked one of the dates I gave.
What day is that?
November 25th.
That's a good day. That's fine.
That works.
And I will tell you both. Mr. Gubitosi, I think you have a homicide in December?
December 1st.
Yeah.
The next week. So,
yeah.
So realistically, January.
Yeah. Okay. Well, at least discuss it between now and then. And if you're able to work that out, I'm sure we can accommodate it. I just want the record clear. We can accommodate it sooner rather than later for the reasons I stated, but I also respect the fact that you have schedules and other needs. But by all means, if you can come up with a date, we'll make sure that we accommodate you. Okay?
Very good, Your Honor. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it.
All right.
I'll see you in person next
I'm
time.
not going to order a transport for the next date, Mr. Bradel, because it sounds like a date that the defendant's presence is not necessary. Do you want a video?
Yes, Judge, if we could have a Zoom, aid, that would be much appreciated.
No problem.
If necessary.
Yeah, if you just, I mean, we'll do a Zoom, and we'll go from there. But if you're both ready to schedule a January trial date, I'm quite sure we can accommodate you. So, okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yep.
Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you, counsel.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Calling number 18 on the list, Commonwealth Jackie Van Slyke, docket number 2477, Seattle, sir.
Well, that's it. The judge said we could try this case next week. We could try this case next week. No big whoop. You want to come next week? We'll try this case next week. I'm ready for you next week. You ready to come? You ready to come? He's like, Bradel's like, Your Honor, no, our discovery's not even complete yet. We're still waiting for the Commonwealth to turn over automatic discovery. This is insane. This is insane. The judge changed his tune. Apparently, according to the daily calendar, this is Judge Thomas Dreschler, who has been recalled. I think he retired and then they recalled him back to the bench. So that's interesting. He was appointed, as I said, by Governor Deval Patrick. He went to BC and he was appointed, when did I say? Well, let's see. He graduated BC, I guess, in 1978. This is the alumni magazine, but it doesn't say. Oh, this is from 2015. And he's been recalled to the bench. So this was not Judge McCarthy Neiman. Apparently, he's a Marblehead resident, according to the Marblehead Rotary Club from 2018. Began his career as a law clerk in the Superior Court in 1978 before serving as an assistant district attorney for 6 years in Middlesex and Essex counties. Then he was a litigator with Byrne and Dreschler since 1985. Graduated with honors from NYU, master's in mechanical engineering from the Polytech Institute of New York, and a law degree from Boston College Law School, where he graduated with honors. So he changed his tune a bit, but he still was not happy about his phone system crashing because so many people are interested in this case to the point where he's like, there's a lot of public interest here, so why don't we just try this case next week? But instead, they've put it on for a further conference, 11/25, which is 2 days before Thanksgiving. So that should be fun. And maybe they'll get the Zoom scheduled. But listen, when I called Salem this morning, and this is like the second or third time that I've called Salem for this information, they're like, we don't use Zoom here. You have to call this number, 866, put in this passcode, and then it's like a party line. And, you know, there was like 9 or 10 people on the call. Apparently, we got a hot mic at some point during the day. They added some more slots onto the public phone call in, the party line, and he got on board. But is he a member of the Loyal Order of Water Buffalo? Maybe. He's got that Grand Poobah hat. Maybe he's the Grand Poobah over there. I don't know. The SJC motion is in a different court, so it doesn't have anything to do with this. The SJC motion is to get her on bail. Right now, she's in jail. This judge wants to try the case. I don't know where we are, except inside out, upside down, Narnia of Massachusetts. I mean, that's where we are. That's where we are. Your constitutional rights are dead. Don't go there. But, you know, they're looking now at a January trial date. So I can't. I wish I could make sense of this for you guys. There's nothing I would like more than to try and make sense of this for you. But this is just not how normal judges behave. This is not how normal court proceedings are supposed to go. And that is why we just can't get out of Massachusetts. We just can't, because every day there's another bit of duckery going on. There was a 36-page police report by Yuri Buchanan to prosecute a guy named Rich Schiffer for putting little tiny rubber ducks around town in Canton. More of an investigation into the rubber duckies than there was into the murder of John O'Keefe. That is just, you're not insane. You're being gaslit. It's just the truth. It is just the truth. And Mama 5 says that's why we can't turn away from Massachusetts. Right. Andrea says, imagine blaming the public interest for your court's lack of preparation. Right. Or technology. But at least, thank you, Scott, for telling me to call back in. So that was great. Thank you. Ember says, can he call someone who's closer to step in? No, that would not be a good idea. And they were able to resolve it over the phone because apparently Tim Bradel got a email from the clerk's office saying it's going to be a group phone call tomorrow. Here you go. Here's the number. And Tim Bradel was like, Your Honor, please don't think I wouldn't show up. I absolutely would have been there, but this is what I was told. He didn't say this is what I was told. He said this was my impression, but that's really what he was told. He did not want to throw the clerk under the bus. I think we can tell from Tim Bradel because he's a classy guy. He wouldn't do that. Those are my words. Thank you, Jackie. I thanked you for this before. And then Tracy says they're bringing in Kelsey also. Well, the judge said, I don't think we need to send a transport order to Chicopee for next time because she doesn't really need to be here. Well, she has the right to be there though, doesn't she? Doesn't she under the U.S. Constitution have the right to be there? Of course she does. That's rhetorical too. But how far is Chicopee from Salem? I don't know. But really, is it that much of a hardship? You took this woman's baby away. For the love of the traveling Mary, you took her baby away, her breastfeeding infant from her. She's suicidal. She gets shot. She gets charged. And it's insane. And like, oh yeah, we don't need to bring her in because she doesn't need to be here. So I don't think so, Tracy. They said maybe they'll get the Zoom working by next time. Their AV squad is going to be working overtime until then, trying to get it set up for Zoom, I guess. I don't even know what to say anymore. Lola says, why didn't Bradel say who told him it was a call in instead of saying he got an impression? It sounded wishy-washy that way. I think that was before we got into the second call. And he said he got a email from the clerk. Cher says the judge is named John Haythorne. He's been on the bench in Salem since 1692. That was a joke because we now know it was Thomas Dreschler. Devin said there was about 20 of us here in the courtroom, all quiet and respectful. Such an overreaction. I know, isn't it such an overreaction? God forbid the public shows up to support a defendant, new mom suffering from postpartum depression or psychosis who's suicidal. God forbid the public show up. Thank you guys for being there, Devin. Thanks for your super chat. And Jeanette says, my dad was a CO at MCI Norfolk in Massachusetts for over 20 years. He would go with inmates for scheduled surgeries. He would just guard the OR. It's very common. I'll believe you. I'll believe you. But I think maybe she would be more comfortable after the surgery of her liver recuperating at home. So I think, I have no idea for real, but if it was me or my daughter, I would say, let's wait until you're out. When you're out on bail, we'll go get your surgery so you can recover at home so I can take care of you because I'm a mom. And so I don't think it was an emergent surgery. And so thank you for that. Also, if your dad was a CO at MCI in Norfolk, what does he think about this whole Brian Walsh thing? Brian Walsh was attacked apparently by another inmate, and now he's been sent to Bridgewater State for 20 days for a competency evaluation. And they're prosecuting the guy who did it. So in another county, oddly enough. But Brian Walsh is now saying that he cannot participate in his defense because of all the trauma he suffered from being attacked in jail. But now he got himself 20 days in Bridgewater State, which people tell me is no walk in the park for a court-ordered competency evaluation. The trial's been pushed. Competency hearing on Brian Walsh will be October 27th. Monday says, is this hearing to argue Bradel's emergency filing submitted on Friday? Nope. This was supposed to be a pretrial conference, which is why the judge was like, I want a trial date. I want a trial date. I want a trial date. That will be argued in front of the SJC if it's argued, if they have oral argument. Scorpio Moon, I'm late. What did I miss, Melanie? Oh, sorry. I think I just have been through the whole thing. Thank you so much for your super chat. Emily C was chatting into the abyss all morning. I don't know, Emily. I don't know what's going on. Watch it on your channel too. That's why I give viewers an option to email me. If you find yourself blocked, you have to send me the link to your actual YouTube channel. Even if you don't think you have a link, you actually do. If you have a username, send it to me and I can unblock you. And then you can come back and chat. A Sunflower Day says, was the prosecutor there? If so, that is telling. Thanks for being here for 16 months. Not necessarily though, because the prosecutor may have 10 cases on in court that morning. And so they may be there on 10 other cases. So great point, but not necessarily the thing, because that's where they work. They work out of that courthouse in Essex Superior. And so they could have 10 cases on and be there anyway. So thank you very much. Siobhan, Zoom have their own servers, so there's no way people phoning in could crash their phone system. Well, but this wasn't Zoom. This was an 866 number. That wasn't Zoom, as far as I know. So I can't speculate. Thank you for tuning in from across the pond, though. Just Irish says now they want it to go away because the world's watching. Yeah, the world's watching. Thank you, Just Irish. And Floyd, thank you for your very generous $50 super chat. What about her being in custody unlawfully? Well, that is going to be argued in front of the appellate court. They have filed an appeal to the one-judge panel at the Supreme Judicial Court, which is their next level of courts. It's their appellate court in Massachusetts. And they're asking the SJC one-judge panel to review the bail application de novo or anew, with the new information that they've provided. We went over all of those appellate papers recently, so you can go back, and underneath the show notes of this video, there should be a link to all of the prior streams on Kelsey Fitzsimmons. And so I do not know when that's going to be ordered, but as soon as they have the opposition papers for that appeal, we will go over them together, as always. And also, we will keep following. That's a different issue. Thank you so much, Floyd, for your very generous super chat. Minister of Criminology says, is he trying to cut off the SJC? Is he trying to cut off the SJC from deciding the appeal? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think he's just trying to get it set for trial. That's his job. But he said they could try it next week, but I don't think that that's his intent. No. Thank you. But it's a good point. Masters of Criminology, thank you for your 5. Hang on. Lola saying they want this over quickly, so we all go away. Gigi trying to get me to say the F word, which I'm not doing. Get the Kelsey out of jail. Get Kelsey out of jail. Thank you, Gigi. And Lemonade operator, can you help me? Help me if you please. That's a Grateful Dead song. Grateful Dead quotes are always welcome here. Music to My Soul says, trying to rush to trial before the SJC can rule. I don't know, but they haven't even done discovery. I think that's going to be heard soon because it was filed on an emergency basis. But again, the Commonwealth needs probably a week to respond. If anybody finds out that the papers have been filed in opposition, as always, let me know. EKG became a member. Welcome, as did Mary. Welcome to you as well. Just a watcher says, I'm 31 minutes behind. Judge, why are you not here? Are you ducking kidding me? This is not Tim's fault. Your court hasn't arrived in the 21st century. Right. And also the clerk said it was going to be a group phone call. And I'm sure that's what happened in the meantime when he said, get up here. You need to get here. I'm sure that the judge was sent that email from the clerk. And then that's why the judge backed off and said, oh, I see. Okay. He didn't apologize to Mr. Bradle for yelling at him to get there. But I think he realized that that's what Mr. Bradle was told. And then even then, because Tim Bradle is such a classy guy, he did not throw the clerk under the bus. Hoffer the Hillside says, Judge, let's get this gal convicted. Chop, chop. Yeah, pin it on the girl. Thanks for being here for 10 months. Lola, was the prosecutor in court? I believe so, yes. Not Fade Away Kai says, any reason to think maybe the judge was recalled due to an underlying subtle connection that something to that call has me fuming. Thanks, Mel. I have no idea when the judge was recalled, if it has anything to do with this case, if they were short on judges, if anybody knows for real, if you know for real. And I mean, like, have receipts on why Judge Thomas Dreschler was recalled. Send me an article or a receipt to that, and I will take a look. But it may have nothing to do with this case at all, Kai. So, thank you very much. But, that's the way people start to think after a while. People start to think like that because we've seen this film before. And in fact, we watched 2 seasons of the Karen Reed persecution. So Donnie said, Mel, did you see a Long Island DQ suit? Lawyers exploited loophole, $6 million. Act settle. I mean, this is like, it's hieroglyphics. $6 million class action settled for $500,000. Workers got $200. Lawyers $350K. Thought of Karen Reed and how so many innocents could never afford a defense or to settle. I will tell you that class actions, that's just what they are. Class actions, the lawyers make all the money. and the claimants get paid 20 cents. I mean, how many of you have been involved in class action lawsuits and you get opted in automatically for ever having like AT&T, Verizon, health insurance, car insurance, and you wind up getting like a 20-cent credit on your bill and the lawyers make like $70 billion. That's the nature of a class action. So thank you, Donnie, for your outrage, because outrage is always welcome here, and your 10. Moxie says, do they want to hurry before her support gets big and loud? Maybe that's it. Maybe they don't want their little town of Salem, overrun by people in pink shirts. I mean, purple shirts, purple for Kelsey. Thank you. Gigi's gifted a membership. Thank you, Gigi. Appreciate you. Just a watcher says, can we not rush this to trial on a phone call? Right. Exactly. Exactly. But we're coming back 11:25, and we're also coming back at 1:45 to cover the Miles King, Brian Walsh, Judge Casper the Ghost federal court issue on the Proctor comms. So yeah, thank you. Mimi, the SJC does not have to be responded. Is this just a message? No, the Commonwealth is going to respond. Usually it's within 7 days. I don't want to misspeak because I'm not sure of their exact rules there. And like I said, as soon as we get the Commonwealth's opposition papers, we will absolutely go over them, Mimi. So make sure you have all notifications set, because a lot of people are getting unsubscribed by YouTube, blocked by YouTube. Notifications are not set to all. And so you want to know. You want to know. Lola, why didn't the judge ask where the discovery is? Appears silent. Prosecutor never has any accountability. Judges always want to blame Bradel. This is a very new case, okay? So think about this. Kelsey was shot on June 30th of 2025. It hasn't even been 90 days, right? Wasn't it June 30th? So it's very early in the process, but, I understand your feelings. Your feelings are valid. Thank you, Mrs. Bouquet, for your super sticker. I love you with all my heart. I will always tell you everything. Everything. What about Karen has a hearing at 12? What are you talking about? What about Karen's hearing at 12? Karen has a hearing at 12 for what? What for? Is that real? Is that fake? What is that? I don't know about any hearing for Karen at 12. Dawn says, I just hate that the owner's two sisters, decent people, had to pay $500,000. It just shows how many of us could go bankrupt or not be able to afford a defense. Dawn, I don't know the case. I don't know the case, so I don't know. Do they not have insurance? I don't know. But if what you're saying is true, and yeah, I know. I don't know what the class action was for. So I can't opine when I don't know. Yeah, Bradel said that the Commonwealth was working well with him on discovery, says Melissa. And that he did say that. You're absolutely right. Laura says, hi, did Kelsey have to post money to get out the first time? No, I think it was ROR the first time with conditions. And the conditions were she had to wear an ankle monitor. She wasn't allowed to leave the house unless maybe to go to probation or maybe the doctor or with permission. And she had to blow into that machine 3 times a day on a schedule. And I think it was ROR. I don't think she had to post any bail. But then when she couldn't blow into the thing, she hadn't violated her conditions, because even the associate chief of probation testified that she wasn't in violation. He wasn't going to violate her. They went into court on their own to say, may we instead talk about an alternative way for her to be alcohol tested, like she goes and she pees in a cup randomly, Your Honor. And the judge was like, she can't do it? Okay, forget it. And he's like, no, I didn't say she couldn't do it. And then, of course, they cut him off. And it was wild. Because you listened to it with me. Thank you, Laura, for your super chat. And thank you, Rad Finds New York, for becoming a member also. Thoughts, questions, comments, concerns before we pivot over to the afternoon stream. All right, so Judge Dreschler, thank you, Mass Dad, who has all the information on everything Massachusetts court system, is Ted Daniel tweeted about Karen Reed's phones. That's tomorrow afternoon, I thought, that hearing at 2, but I'll look it up. Judge Dressler was recalled 15 months ago or so, along with a bunch of other judges. Yes. Thank you, Mass Dad. So sorry to Kelsey, says Lubin Dubin. This has got to hurt even more after trying to dedicate herself as an officer. Yeah, I know. It does. Hang on a second. Let's see what Ted Daniel has to say. No, Ted Daniel says that he's doing a story at noon today. He says we will be posting a story at noon today, but there's not going to be a hearing today. There's a hearing tomorrow, which Aidan Carney says is for Karen Reed's phones, the motion that Cosgrove made, and that is going to, we will cover that tomorrow as well, and that is going to be at, I think, 2 p.m. Hang on. 2 p.m. And so let us take a look at the article. Today is October 7th. Okay, so this is Ted Daniels' article that he just posted about not even 10 minutes ago. Thanks for being on it, you guys, as always. Absurd fishing expedition. Karen Reed's lawyers demand return of phones in intimidation probe. Attorneys for Karen Reed have filed new court documents demanding the immediate return of her cell phones from a special prosecutor who is holding them as part of an ongoing witness intimidation investigation. Reed's legal team is sharply criticizing the prosecutor's action, with attorney Steve Buzang labeling the request to search the phones absurd and a fishing expedition intended to punish and harass Miss Reed. Yeah, I mean, isn't it though? Hang on. We need reader mode. Pop-ups make me crazy. The development confirms a prior report by Boston 25 investigative reporter Ted Daniel that Reed, despite her recent acquittal in the murder of John O'Keefe, is still being investigated by law enforcement. The investigation is being conducted by Special Prosecutor Robert Cosgrove, who is working for the Norfolk District Attorney's Office. Cosgrove is holding the phones to look for evidence related to witness intimidation. Right. Because just when you thought it was over, it's not over. Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? No, we're not. We're not out of the woods yet. Are we in the clear? No, we're not in the clear either. We're not out of the woods. We're not in the clear. Well, she and Aiden. State police initially seized the phones in January 2024 during a failed attempt to indict both Reed and blogger Aidan Carney, known as Turtle Boy, on intimidation charges. It appears Cosgrove is attempting to pursue these charges again, months after Reed was acquitted of the second-degree murder charge in the death of her boyfriend, John O'Keefe. Buzang writes, the Commonwealth cannot claim they were merely waiting for Ms. Reed's trial to conclude before pursuing this action because they attempted to indict her before a grand jury while her first trial was pending. Buzang also called the state's motion unconstitutional, untimely, and retaliatory. Welcome to the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. The escalating legal dispute over the cell phones will proceed to a hearing where a judge will ultimately determine whether the devices must be returned to Reed or whether the special prosecutor can proceed with a search. Attorney Buzang declined to comment directly on his new filing. A spokesperson for the Norfolk County DA's office has previously stated they cannot speak for Cosgrove, asserting that he operates independently. He does. He sure does. He operates independently from everybody. But here's the problem. He's going to have to be recused or disqualified on this prosecution because Lindsay Gattani is a potential witness. Lindsay Gattani has threatened, well, she's suing Cosgrove. She's also threatening to sue Michael Morrissey's office. And so the entire office has to be disqualified from this case as well. So this case is also stateless in my opinion. But, you know, they're just going to keep going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny. I mean, I think that should be the motto. I mean, that should be the mascot. The Energizer Bunny should be the mascot of the Norfolk County DA's office. Somebody, I'm going to give you permission to do this. Get their current logo and put the Energizer Bunny in the middle of it, banging the drum, because really they will never stop. They will never, ever, ever stop. They just won't. So Mastat, I don't know what papers, because we don't even know what index number that's filed under, because Makazi G says it's Gatuni. It's Gatuni, Ms. Gatuni. We don't even know what number it's filed under, because it was filed under a search warrant number and it doesn't exist. But we'll be back here tomorrow, 2 o'clock, to cover it. Yeah, the zombie prosecutor. It's like the zombie prosecutor. You're not insane. You're just being gaslit. Just remember that always. Listen to my voice in your head. Oh, that reminds me. Yesterday, somebody sent me an email that they were on jury duty in Norfolk County. Hold on. I'm going to read this to you without telling you who she is. But she says, I'm sitting in Norfolk County Courthouse waiting to be called for jury duty. I can hear your voice telling me it is an honor to serve on a jury, to be determined. I wanted to say thank you for not getting involved in all the drama. You are appreciated for that. Keep on keeping on. XOXO. So good. Thank you for doing your service, because listen, we need people, good people on juries. And you're all good people. Well, most of you are. Amy Adams says, I thought Cosgrove represents the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. Yes, but he's the special prosecutor. We found out that he has been hired now to prosecute Karen Reed also. So it's crazy, I know, but he's going to have to be recused, as is the whole office. Will another county take over? I don't know. Because I'd be a fool to try and predict anything in this courthouse or in Massachusetts in general. Amy in Arizona says, I have asthma and can barely blow into the machine at the MD's office. I didn't get shot. Lady Judge was unhinged. Prayers for Kelsey. Yes, prayers up for Kelsey. Her Give Send Go is pinned in the chat if you feel so desired, feel so generous that you can donate some money to help her heal. You guys are awesome. Amnat says, the Karen Reed boat has sailed, Marcy. It's over. It's over, says Sherilyn, but it ain't over until it's over. It ain't over till the meatball sings. So I don't know, but Kazi G is still in the chat, and he said, specially appointed. I'm specially appointed. Yeah, I know all of my predictions were 100% wrong too. So, you know, there's that. I do. Of course I do, Amy. Does anyone remember this name of the sticker company used in the Rubber Ducks case? Makestickers.com, makestickers.com. And I remember also, because they did a trash poll of Richard Schiffer. MSP did a trash poll, and they found the envelopes from makestickers.com. And if you weren't around for the lore, here's the lore. MSP troopers called makestickers.com and said, we want all the invoices from Richard Schiffer and any stickers that you sent him. We want all the orders. And to his credit, the customer service rep who answered the phone, I don't know, it could be only 3 people who worked there, said, oh, you're going to have to talk to my boss. His name is Adam. And I remember his name is Adam. And so Adam, I don't know if they called again and got Adam on the phone, or Adam called them back and they said, yeah, we're MSP. We're demanding you send us all of the invoices for Richard Schiffer ordering stickers that say colon did it or IYKYK. And Adam, to his credit, said, get a warrant. And they did. And they got a warrant. Richard Schiffer was prosecuted for getting little tiny rubber ducks off of Amazon, putting little stickers on the bottom that said colon did it. And if you know, you know, IYKYK, and putting them around Canton. Some of them may have been across the street from the D&E Pizza. Chris Albert was intimidated, and so they prosecuted, or tried to prosecute, Rich Schiffer. Eventually, Bradel represented him. It was dismissed. But the amount of investigation and man hours, Tim the Tool Man Taylor was the lead detective on this. I still remember. Rich Schiffer, shout out to Canton Fence Company. If you need a fence, get it from Rich Schiffer. And then they called back because they found out Rich Schiffer might have ordered some more stickers. Makestickers.com. And Adam said, get another warrant. And they did. So if you need stickers, please go to makestickers.com, because Yeah. Yeah, that was the lure. It's insane. You just can't make it up. Really, you just can't. Because it would be impossible. Because if you tried to write this as a script and pitch it to a network, you would get kicked out of a pitch meeting. They would just be like, yeah, that's not realistic. Nobody's going to believe it. It's too out there. No, we could never do this because nobody would believe it. But it's real. So there's that. Thoughts, questions, comments, concerns before we wrap this to go take lunch, and then I will teleport you over to the news stream for 1:45, where we will be blessed with the presence of Rosemary Scapiccio in front of Judge Krupp for the afternoon fresh hell that awaits us. So, you know, there's that. Okay. All right. Let us do that. Everyone, please smash the like button on your way out. You're going to buckle your seatbelts. I'm going to teleport you over there. Go take lunch. Hydrate. Get your popcorn. We ain't got no quit, and we're coming back. So, afternoon fresh hell coming in hot at 1:45. You have, it is almost noon right now. So you have a full on hour and 45 minutes to go outside, get some sunshine, get some fresh air, unplug from your phone. And just don't engage. Do not engage, my friends. Do not engage. People are trying to rage bait you, and they're trying to become agents of chaos, and you are going to rise above. And Hulda from Iceland and Spain lived in Marblehead a long time ago. Oh, that's lovely. And now you're in Iceland or Spain. Thank you so much for being here for 8 months. I love you with all of my heart. The world is watching all of you. Yes, there is a new motion that Karen's attorneys have just filed to get her cell phones back. We will cover that at some point later today. We're going to cover that on the afternoon stream, okay? I will promise you that, okay? I will get the papers. Go touch some grass, get some air. The sun is shining. The birds are singing. Get out there and step away from your phone. I put it down. I promise you, nothing bad will happen while you're gone. You'll thank me later. All right. Stay cool, stay kind, stay classy. Thank the mods. And I love you with all of my heart. And I'm going to see you really, really soon. So just go on over there, smash the like on your way in. Okay. Okay. Love you. Bye.